Ago.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to a brand new and refreshing edition of Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. I am Nanatufo Boate. In fact, you're welcome back from the holidays, and I hope you had some good rest. You are energized and you are poised for the rest of the week. Now, you need that energy because this weekend, something great, something big is happening, and we need you to come with 100% of your energy because we're going to be eating and we're going to be having fun. All right. So come with all that energy to the Fua Sutherland Children's Park on the 28th and the 29th of March. That's this weekend. And from 10 a.m., of course, to 6 p.m. on each day. Come, let's assemble and let's have the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Okay. All you got to do is come with an empty stomach, but a wallet full of cash. A purse full of cash, a momo full of cash. All right. So when you come, you can eat around Ghana, literally eat around Ghana. Because what we are doing is to present you with 3 villages, the northern, the Akan, and the southern villages. Now, in these villages, we're going to treat you to a variety of food from different parts of the country. So in the northern village, you're seeing your Tubani, your Tiozafi, your Wache, you know. Then you have some correct local drinks also from the northern parts of this country. So from the Savannah, the northeast, the north, the upper west, the upper east areas, all the local cuisines that they have, all the local foods that they have in these areas will be well represented in the northern village. Then you begin to descend to the Akan village, which will cover areas like the Bono East, Ahafo, Ashanti, and parts of the eastern region, where you get to enjoy some wonderful delicacies from these regions as well. Then you can make your way down to the southern village, where you are eating all the way from the Volta, Greater Accra, central, western, north areas. Yeah, so you are eating some akple, some fetri dechi, fetri toto, toto kpakpa, badachi, you know, all the fetris will be available there. Then you can come and do your comic kekena, your otishi, and you know the likes, your quick play and the likes from the all in the southern village, because the Greater Accra region will be well represented there as well. Then you can go and do some, you know, fante dokono and some fante from the central region. And you can go and enjoy some, you know, proper fresh fish from the western region, and then some acheke and things from the western and the western north areas. So all of that will be available this time at the Fua Sutherland Children's Park. Fua Sutherland Children's Park, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Now, if you're an indigenous Ghanaian food vendor and you haven't called, or you have called and registered but not made your payments, the time is ticking. Okay, you need to call now and conclude that registration. It's your payment. It's only your payment that secures you a slot at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. So call 0205 973 973, 0205 973 973. Register, make payments, and get ready, because it's going to be 2 days of a food extravaganza. Yeah. Bringing you food tourism, gastro tourism, eating across Ghana. I want to say thank you to EcoBank. I want to say thank you to Didi Sheto. I want to say thank you to Gino, Didi Sheto and Gino, both from GB Foods. Grateful to you. I want to say thank you to Munchie Biscuits. And thank you to Everpack. These are our sponsors for the Back to Your Village Food Festival. So EcoBank, Didi Sheto, Gino, Munchie, and Everpack. I want to say thank you so much to you. And of course, to you, our viewers on Channel 1 TV and our listeners on 97.3 City FM. We look forward to seeing you. Let's meet personally, let's interact, let's get to know each other, and let's enjoy some proper Ghanaian food, proper indigenous food at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Mind you, there'll be some entertainment on the side. You enjoy some pure bobobo, some wonderful Ghanaian dances, some proper music of Ghanaian origin, indigenous Ghanaian music, and promises to be a whole lot of fun, promises to be exciting. And so we look forward to seeing you, all right? Show up and let's turn up together. 3 villages, Northern, Akan, Southern. Come and eat and to your fill. You can actually come with bowls that have lids so that you can buy some and go and put it in your fridge. You know, after the Back to Your Village Food Festival, the Easter is around the corner. So come and buy all the things that you've always wanted to eat but not able to cook because you don't have time, you're busy in Accra. Bring bowls, come and pack some and go and put in your fridge. You can warm them and enjoy later. All right, so that's the trick. I wasn't supposed to tell you this, but Manu Bokiti. So forgive me. I have spilled the beans. So you come and buy some and go and keep in your fridges and enjoy. Okay, so we see you there 28th and 29th, this Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park here in Accra. We look forward to seeing you. Let's all meet at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Alrighty. So that said, one prominent staple that will be there, of course, will be rice at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. And guess what? We're going to be eating made in Ghana rice. And that's why we're pushing this campaign for all of us to eat made in Ghana rice. Because when you do eat made in Ghana rice, you're contributing to building Mother Ghana. So we say eat Ghana, build Ghana. Eat Ghana, build Ghana. Eat fresh, eat Ghana, build the future. It's fresh from our farms to your plate. If you've always wondered how you can contribute to the local economy, you've always wondered how you can contribute to the sustainability of local livelihoods, this is one avenue, very, very easy and cheap avenue for you to do so. All you got to do is to eat Ghana. All right, so you can make that difference with your meal. So let your meal make a difference. Choose Ghana first. Taste the effort. Taste Ghana. So that's the campaign, the Eat Ghana, Build Ghana campaign, or the Eat Ghana, Build Ghana initiative, brought to you by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Agri Impact Limited, the MasterCard Foundation, the 24-Hour Economy, and Accelerated Export Development. So let's continue to eat Ghana and build Ghana. Now we're still in the month of March, which is dedicated as a Heritage Month, and so we're still rolling our on-air series, and it's interesting how we've moved from, if you like, the names behind our growth and of course our independence, our history and all. Then we've done our music, we've looked at the stories behind our music, the lyrics and what they sell. And now we are on our foods, okay? So Apioko Serum Ashon Abbey will once again sit with Dr. Mrs. Alberta Bonzi Simpson. She is a senior lecturer at the Department of Hospitality and Tourism, University of Cape Coast. And today, they're looking at soups, stews, and sauces. Soups, stews, and sauces. It promises to be fun. Yesterday, I learned a number of things when we looked at our staples. And yes, we heard from Dr. Bonzi Simpson that indeed Kokunte face the wall. Abetie, Chris Brown helps to fight ulcer. Chris Brown helps to fight ulcer, according to Dr. Bonzi Simpson. So yeah, hopefully today we'll learn more from our soups, our stews, and sauces. So please do make a date. It's at 10 a.m. here on Channel 1 Television and at 9 a.m. on 97.3 City FM as part of the City Breakfast Show. You don't want to miss it. Come, let's learn about our soups, our stews, and sauces. It's part of the Heritage On Air series, which of course is brought to you by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV, and in partnership or with sponsorship from GCB Bank, from GTP, Lifestyle, Bethel Dental, as well as South African Airways. So we're grateful to GCB, thank you to GTP, appreciations to Bethel Dental, and thank you to South African Airways for being part of the Heritage On Air series. We look forward to sharing the knowledge with you. So Dr. Mrs. Alberta Bonzi Simpson, Senior Lecturer, Department of Hospitality and Tourism, University of Cape Coast, is our guest. And of course, your host is Pioko Seiram Ashong Abe. And this morning we're discussing soups, stews, and sauces. 9 a.m. on radio, 97.3 City FM, 10 a.m. here on TV, Channel 1 TV. Make a date and let's learn together. All right. Now, the month of April is just around the corner. And in April, we get to celebrate the crucifixion, the death, and the resurrection of Christ. So it's a celebration, right? A celebratory period. However, some individuals are not fortunate enough to engage in any type of celebration on their own, except we support them. And so we're asking that you join the annual Easter Orphan Project in our quest to feed, maintain, and support some selected orphanages in Ghana. This will be happening on Easter Monday, the 6th of April 2026. So we have just about a week or so to go. And we are asking that you support us in this quest. We're asking that you help us put a smile on the face of an orphan. We're asking that you help us light up the world of an orphan out there. So kindly help us with your donations. You can donate milk, sugar, Milo, rice, clothes, toys. You can bring them physically to our offices, our front desk at Dabraka, that's 97.3 City FM, at Dabraka, just behind the police station. And you can also bring them here to Channel 1 Television, number 5 Owula Hansen Lane, Tesano in Accra. You can send us a Momo via the number 0550 900 006 or 0550 90,006. 0550 90,006 or 0550 900 006 or 0550 90 0006. All right. So please send us your Momo contributions for the Easter Orphan Project. And we know that over the years you have supported us to do this, and we do not take your kindness and your generosity for granted at all. That's why we are eternally grateful to you, our cherished viewers and listeners, who have always contributed to help us support, to feed and to maintain some of these selected orphanages. So we're grateful to you, and we pray that the good Lord himself will continue to bless you, replenish your stock, and of course help replace whatever it is that you have committed to supporting the Easter Orphan Project. We're grateful to you and to yours for always being a part of the Easter Orphan Project. You can visit www.citynewsroom.com, or you can call 0302 226 013, 0302 226 013, or 0550 900 006 to find out more about the Easter Orphan Project. But I sit here with a heart full of gratitude, and I say thank you and thank you and thank you for always being part of the Easter Orphan Project. Let us continue to support, let us continue to help, let us continue to light up the world of an orphan, and of course help us maintain some of these selected orphanages across the country. So once again, we're grateful to you. Thank you, and thank you so much. Grateful to you. Now, let's go on to the Google app, okay, the Google Play Store. That's where you can download the Channel 1 News online app. Let's go to the Google Play Store and download the Channel 1 News online app. Download it now and install onto your device. Once activated, you have access to the news. So sports, business, showbiz, entertainment, lifestyle, current affairs, politics, just name it. We have all of that available on the Channel 1 News online app. So download it from the Google Play Store, install, and you have access to the news. It's quite simple like that. The interface is also very, very user-friendly, and so you shouldn't have any challenges at all. All right, let's now get into our newspapers for today. I'm going to start off with the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, which front page says, Big Push prioritizes local contractors. 490,000 jobs targeted under infrastructure drive. This according to the Roads Minister Kwame Governs Agbodja. Big Push prioritizes local contractors. 490,000 jobs targeted under infrastructure drive. First Farmer Services Center starts. First Farmer Services Center starts. Strategic national investment in agriculture begins. President Mahama declares at sword cutting ceremony. We look forward to more of such. E&P donates $5 million to Black Stars. Fundraiser mobilizes $11.5 million and 13.97 million cedis. Wow. E&P donates $5 million to Black Stars. Fundraiser mobilizes $11.5 million and 13.97 million cedis. Hey. Money they talk. All right, Forest must drive economic transformation. Lands Minister declares a Tree for Life initiative launch. Forest must drive economic transformation. Lands Minister declares at Tree for Life initiative launch. So that's the front page of the Daily Graphic. And okay, so the big story on the fundraiser for the Black Stars is captured on the back page like that. So you can just walk to a newsstand near you, grab a copy, and you get the details thereof. So that's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's get into the Ghanaian Times. Ghanaian Times front page also has E&P here, but this time it's not about the fundraiser, it's about mining, and it says E&P to invest $1.2 billion in Damai and Takwa mines, dispatches heavy-duty equipment to sites. E&P to invest $1.2 billion in Damai and Takwa mines, dispatches heavy-duty equipment to sites. Second edition of Tree for Life Reforestation Initiative launched. Second edition of Tree for Life Reforestation Initiative launched. Big Push projects target local contractors. That's according to the Roads Minister Kwame Governs Agbodja. Protect rivers now or face water crisis. That's the FRWB speaking there. Protect rivers now or face water crisis. And then you have Eid al-Fitr. President Mahama urges national unity. So yeah, at the Eid al-Fitr celebrations over the weekend, that was last Friday, President Mahama called for national unity. So that's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Let me quickly jump to the back page. Back page says World Bank pledges $3 billion investment to boost growth. World Bank pledges $3 billion investment to boost growth. 70% road projects under Big Push to be ready end of 2027. That's according to the Minister for Roads and Highways again, Kwame Governs Agbodja. Was given that assurance that by the end of 2027, about 70% of road projects under the Big Push initiative will be completed nationwide. Okay, we'll be gauging it, we'll be monitoring, and we will be reporting on it. Okay, the Chronicle newspaper is here. Front page says E&P to invest $1.2 billion in Takwa and Damai mine after $650 million investment in 2018. Deploys 30 heavy-duty trucks. E&P to invest $1.2 billion in Takwa and Damai after $650 million investment in 2018. Deploys 30 heavy-duty trucks. Ghana deepens green economy drive with Tree for Life initiative. Ghana deepens green economy drive with Tree for Life initiative. Then you have a consolidated bank staff steals 1 million cedis and $139,000 US from bank. Court told. Hey. Let's look at our scripture for today. Proverbs 24:27. Prepare your work outside. Get everything ready for yourself in the field. And after that, build your house. Prepare your work outside. Get everything ready for yourself in the field. And after that, build your house. Proverbs 24:27. There are few business stories on the back page, mostly on the consolidated bank staff stealing some 1 million cedis, and of course the Tree for Life initiative by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Now the Daily Guide is what I'm going to next. Daily Guide newspaper says IEA and Chamber of Commerce and Industry back E&P Damale mine acquisition. IEA and Chamber of Commerce and Industry back E&P Damale mine acquisition. 2 sets of twins die in Galamsey pit. Quite sad. Deepen stakeholder engagement. Baumia directs minority. Let's protect Muslim and Christian harmony. That's according to President Mahama. And you have the big push targets local contractors. Kwame governs Abuja. Big push targets local contractors. Kwame governs Abuja. Minister for Roads and Highways speaking there. Now, on the back page, Geisha empowers women to thrive at the 8th National Women's Summit and Expo in Accra, Ghana. So go and get the copy of the Daily Guide and you get the details. All right, the New Republic says, signs of the coming Armageddon. Gen Zs abandon NPP's registration process as Grace Q. Okay. Signs of the coming Armageddon. Gen Zs abandon NPP's registration process as Grace Q. Another breakaway looms in NPP. President takes reparations fight to UN. Mahama's Tree Initiative plans 30 million. And Agrada returns to pulpit with prison testimony. So that's the New Republic. Let's do some business stories from the Business and Financial Times. That's the BNFT. SIGA calls for urgent reset of SOEs. And then you have TOR ranked second in national 100 plus PFM compliance table. Producer price, not producer price, this is producer inflation, slows to 1.4% in February 2026. Producer inflation slows to 1.4% in February 2026. BOG unveils comprehensive microfinance sector reforms, increases capital requirement to 100 million cedis. Why inflation may not spiral like in the last crisis. It's a feature in the BNFT. And then you have Safe Water Network holds 2026 Beyond the Pipe Forum. So all these and more in the Business and Financial Times, if you get a copy from a newsstand near you. We're going online now briefly to look at some stories dominating our web portals. Channel 1 News Online.com. Tamale Hospital casual staff unpaid. Okay. Yeah, they're striking over unpaid salaries. You have Patrick Boama calls for review of tax audit regime to support businesses. The police says a child abuse video did not occur in Ghana. Tomato crisis exposes Ghana. Exposes policy failures. This is Fabag slamming the Agric Ministry. Then you have Ghana, Switzerland explore new business links at Maiden Expo. Kokunte twice a week can heal gastric disorders. That's according to Dr. Bonzi Simpson. And then you have the Hajj pilgrimage, risky amid Middle East tensions. Sheikh Armiyao speaking there. Lawa Ghana partners with Oxford to tackle AI-driven gender abuse. Government unveils housing plans, flood mitigation ahead of rainy season. Interior Ministry warns applicants against fake SMS ahead of medical screening. Mahama to address UN on slavery remembrance and reparations. Ghana must prepare for shocks amid escalating global risk. That's Seth Tekbe speaking there. I can't sleep. I struggle to speak. Ibrahim Mahama after Tamale assault. And then you have Tourism Minister condemns alleged assault on Ibrahim Mahama, assures action. Swesco concludes Landmark 67th anniversary with renewed call for development. All right, let me now take you to citynewsroom.com real quick. Citynewsroom.com. AI Shapton backs Mahama's UN initiative on slave trade. Then you have Catholic bishops file affidavit in Wesley Girls' religious rights case. Middle East crisis, CD performance mitigating higher fuel price hike. DVLA MTTD to crack down on expired DV plates from March 24. Tamale Hospital casual staff strike over 5 months and paid salaries. Ghana, Colombia sign landmark deal linking Tema and Cartagena ports. Minority calls for overhaul of parliamentary training. Videos of patients treated on the floor are real, not AI. Kolebu emergency residents. And then you have Kolebu doctors. Overcrowding at emergency units threatens patient safety and staff well-being. On the matter of assault, I am considering legal action. This is renowned artist Ibrahim Mahama. And apologies. This story is about the U.S. civil rights activist Al Sharpton. This AI thing is getting into my head. Al Sharpton. Apologies. Renowned U.S. civil rights activist backs Mahama's UN initiative on slave trade. All right. So details of these stories and more on our website, citynewsroom.com, as well as Channel One News Online. .com. Do well to download the Channel One News app also from the Google Play Store, and you have access to the news. But do stay with us here on Channel One TV. You're watching Breakfast Daily. We'll take a break. When we return, we have the news review segment.
Energy and reconnect with your roots this March at the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026. Join us for a celebration of Ghanaian culture and cuisine from all across the country. Northern, Akan, and Southern villages will all be represented. It's more than just food. It's about culture, family, and memories that last a lifetime. Let's come together this March to discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 28th and 29th of March 2026. Venue is the 8th Sutherland Children's Park. The time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day. Interested vendors can register by calling 0205-973-973. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Gino, Didi Shito, Munch Biscuits, and Everpacks.
Bestie? Yeah! Hey, Fifi! Fifi Blackson, my brother from another mother. You're looking good, man. Oh, come on. You're looking good. Hey! And well fed. You know what? Put this in the guest room for me, okay? And make my bed comfortable. And please, make sure to get UK in my room.
Bestie, meet my lovely family.
We can do that whilst I'm seated and eating. Super. Amazing. It is good and better, more than the food we have here in the UK.
Well, thank you very much. much for the compliment, Uncle Bestie. In fact, I wouldn't mind packaging some for you on your way out.
That's so kind of you, huh? Okay. I don't worry, sir. Why don't you rather cook some for me on the day I'll be leaving?
The Blanksters premieres on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
This Easter, as homes fill with laughter, shared meals, and love, pause for a moment and remember a child who has no one to celebrate with. Across Ghana, children in selected orphanages are hoping for care, hoping for comfort, hoping for kindness. You can be the reason a child smiles this Easter. Support the Easter Orphan Project 2026. Your donation in cash or in kind will provide warm meals, clothing, school supplies, and essential care for their well-being. Send your mobile money donation to 0550-900-006 or write a check in the name of the City FM Foundation. You may also bring your donation to Channel 1 TV in Tesano, Accra, Ghana. You can donate milk, sugar, rice, toys, books, or detergent. For more information, visit www.citynewsroom.com or call 0550-900-006 or 0302-226-013. The Easter Orphan Project comes off on Monday, 6 April 2026 and is powered by 97.3 City FM with support from Channel 1 TV. This Easter, let your kindness light up a child's life.
Hello and welcome. The channel is Channel 1 TV. The show is Breakfast Daily. The segment is News Review. I am Nanatufo Boateng and I'd like to invite you to join us with your thoughts, your comments and contributions. We're streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Drop a comment there and of course engage with that particular link. You can join us on X. You can engage on our post there. We're very interactive and engaging there. Same as Instagram, IG, and we have some exclusive video content for you on TikTok. The show is about to get into a conversational mood where we get to engage on some of the interesting topics that are dominating the media space. We'll ask the relevant questions and our guests will bring varying perspectives to these topics. And so that's why we're inviting you to join us with your thoughts. Well, our WhatsApp number is on your screens, so send your thoughts via that number as well. Joining me in studio this morning is the Deputy Commissioner, Acting Deputy Commissioner for the Gaming Commission, Lamteg Apanga. Council, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, bro.
Looking sharp as always.
Try. Not to look like the problems.
I know, right? If we look like our problems, we'll scare people away.
You don't go be.
Anyways, Council, there's a troubling issue. Some weeks ago, we heard some of our compatriots unfortunately lost their lives in a bid to make ends meet. These are tomato traders who went to Burkina Faso to trade and unfortunately lost their lives. We know the issues in Burkina Faso, but the government of Burkina Faso has subsequently placed a ban on the export of raw tomato produce. This, of course, will have an impact on us since we continue to depend on imports from Burkina Faso. And so now calls are deepening for self-sufficiency. Over the years, policies, promises have failed. And this is not attributed to any particular party or government. Successive governments over the years. We can talk of Akumadan all the way to Polugu. Where did we go wrong? And how do we recover from this?
Well, thank you, and good morning to you, and good morning to your listeners. For me, I think the entire decision by Burkina to ban the importation of raw tomatoes, exportation of raw tomatoes, whether to Ghana or any other country, is not a direct trade decision directed at Ghana per se.
No.
It is a decision to preserve their national interests.
True.
And so we are only a byproduct, a function of that decision. And so we shouldn't see it as some exercise targeted at our brothers in West Africa. But it should also be seen as a blessing in disguise. I say it's a blessing in disguise because in the initial stage, this is going to create some hardship. Definitely, tomatoes has become a major ingredient in most of our Ghanaian dishes.
True.
I mean, it is estimated that Ghana consumes lots and lots of tomatoes because of the nature of our meals, which is good. But then it means that we are going to have some shortage. Prices will shoot up. But the good part of it is that this will attract persons who are interested in investing in tomato production, going to tomato farming. And then it's an opportunity for our government now to see how we can harness that opportunity and then invest in tomato production. I mean, get good seeds and inputs that will support the farmers, provide access roads. How? Because you know the nature of tomato too is that it is a very highly perishable product.
Yes.
And so you can't even harvest it and keep it in the farm for 2-3 days. You start having losses. And so roads are equally important. And then we can now move on from the raw state to processing states. If you look back, just about 10 years or so ago, or maybe a little more, we didn't used to go to Burkina for tomatoes. Majority of our tomatoes, we go as far as Navrongo. And I remember very well growing up as a young boy, they used to talk about Navrongo tomatoes as one of the best tomatoes in the country. Because it had a longer lifespan and a shelf span, and then it was more, in terms of what they call meat or flesh, is more than the others. But I don't know what happened to us, and then we just crossed over into Burkina. And for that reason, most of the farmers who farm tomatoes from Akumada and then Kumawu area, all the way to Polugu and then to Navrongo, practically went down. And our interest moved on far away to Burkina. And it's even strange that we went all the way into some conflict zones, like what we experienced recently, just to get tomatoes. And you think about the distance that we had to convey tomatoes all the way down to Ghana, the inconvenience and everything. And so for me...
And all that accumulates into the price.
And yet the traders are able to make some profit out of it. If Burkina has taken decision, which appears to be harsh on us immediately, and I can tell that, I mean, from looking around, we hear that price of tomatoes have really shot up. Even before the decision was taken, there was already complaint about increase in price of tomatoes. And so with this decision, we are going to suffer some immediate hardship, immediate price increase, which may also result in the increase in the prices. As when you buy your kenke, you know the price of kenke will be affected because the tomato is an ingredient of the sauce. Your rice and stew and other commodities, and even soups and the rest will all go affected. Because the market woman cannot absorb the cost alone. You also find a way to push it down our neck. But this is about time. For me, my biggest disappointment has been what we experienced the last 8 years, where we were promised that the Polugu multipurpose dam will come into operation. And we're even told that it was completed. When Dr. Bawumia actually said that the project was completed, and it turned out that that is not the case. I mean, the deceit, we would have expected that it would have that would have been a good opportunity, because see, the Palugu multipurpose dam provides great opportunity for us to invest, not just in tomatoes, but other vegetables as well. And if you know how the weather pattern is in the north, we have just one rainy season. So the entire 12 years, in the 12 months in a year, the farmers are able to properly farm only for about 2 or 3 months. And the rest of the time, you are practically idle.
And that's where the policy failure comes in.
Exactly.
Because we have arable land across the country, but we have failed in instituting proper irrigation systems to help the farmers farm year round. Tomato is what, 2-3 months?
Yeah, it's ready.
It's ready.
It's ready, and there's demand for it.
Yes, within 60 to 90 days, you should be able to farm and harvest tomatoes.
In fact, I'm told that at some time past, some factories that were set up to process tomatoes, they will not get adequate tomatoes to process because our farmers were not producing enough, and even the particular species for processing to wasn't meeting their demand. So it tells you that there's high demand for it. We haven't been deliberate about this policy and how to approach it. See, I think food and food sufficiency should be one of our greatest agenda. And I'm happy that at least the NDC as a government is dedicated to ensuring that there's a turnaround. And luckily for us, the environment is ripe. With the decision by Burkina, it means we have to find local options. And the local options
But they did have to take the decision by Burkina for us to wake up to the reality.
I don't think so. I mean, it has been a decision prior to this. We know that a lot of our policies were to improve the agri sector already. And then the decision by Burkina would now propel us. This will be like a catalyst that will push us to the next level of taking immediate action that would give us medium to long lasting solutions to the availability of adequate tomatoes.
I struggle to understand the challenge. I mean, we have agri-colleges, we have CSIR, we have the Ministry of Food and Agriculture itself. Tomatoes can be produced within 60 to 90 days.
Absolutely.
So why are we here overly reliant, overly dependent on tomatoes from another country? And now this country shuts its door to us, and we are here on TV discussing a possible shortage and inflation in prices and all.
The other even strange part is that we even have a better weather than Burkina.
Indeed.
We have better rain pattern than Burkina.
And tomato can actually grow almost everywhere in this country.
And we have more water bodies than Burkina. So why would we sign up for all this? Sometimes I think hard decisions like this would help us to look internally and find internal solutions. When I saw it initially, I was like, well, this is to create some hardship. But in the long run, it will provide us an opportunity to grow internal solutions, find internal solutions to tomato supply and other vegetables.
Is the diplomatic engagements even necessary at all? Should we continue to negotiate with Burkina for this?
We may want to do that as a short-term exercise to allow us some space so that we can manage the prices, because if the shortage becomes so low and there's great scarcity, what we are likely to see is really huge price increase. And that is likely to affect all of us. And I mean, the least we want now is a situation where food prices will go up. Because I mean, food, it's something you can't do away with. Everybody lives on food, everybody needs it. So it becomes very, very important. But the challenge is that the diplomatic option should not be the long-term option. It should just be a short-term option that allows us some space to be able to adjust, so that in the next season, luckily the rainy season is just about to start. So it gives us an opportunity to perhaps to reorganize ourselves and see how we can bounce back as quickly as possible.
Very well, Council, thank you. Let's say good morning and welcome to Ellen Amadaku. She is a member of the NPP's National Communications team.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi.
It's good to see you. Good to have you.
Good to have you. I haven't been here this year, have I?
No, you have not.
Oh, okay. Then a belated Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
to all our viewers.
I think it's in order. I think it's in order.
It's not so belated, is it?
Well,
Yeah,
we're in the 10th month of the
It's
year,
not so
so
belated,
not so
yeah.
belated, yeah. Anyways, we're having a conversation on this ban on tomato exports by Burkina Faso, its impact on us as a country, and then, of course, the intensified or deepening calls for self-sufficiency. I raised an issue regarding how tomato can grow almost everywhere in this country, how we have so much arable land. But is it a matter of policy failure, or have we just decided as a people to continue with this trend of depending on other nations for our own sufficiency?
Good morning once again. I'm exhausted. There are certain things that I think that all of us have led to this.
Yeah.
All of us. By our taste, by our preferences, yes, by policy. And I don't see why we should allow Burkina Faso. It's not as if I'm saying that they are not human beings or they are not God's creation. But Ghana we started long ago. We started earlier than them. Burkina has been depending on us for a lot of things all these years. So why should we allow tomatoes to even become a diplomatic conversation? It's by our taste and our preferences as Ghanaians. That's the first thing I'll say. Annually, we produce about, from what I hear, we produce here in Ghana about, 1,000 tons annually. Our needs are about 1 million. So annually, we produce about 40,000. Our needs are about 1 million.
So there's a deficit.
So there's a deficit of over 600,000. And it has never occurred to any one of us that, look, why must we give all this money to Burkina? Majority of that 600 tons. And we are talking about Burkina, but some of our tomatoes come from Egypt. Some come from Morocco. And they are flown in. And we are buying. So what I'm even scared of now is with the ban by the Burkinabes, we are now going to be leaning more towards the Egyptian and the Moroccan ones. We are not going to use the opportunity to cultivate our own. Why must we create jobs for other people when we are here screaming? And I'm talking about our taste because those of us who go to the market, Ghanaian women, well, majority, when we go, we don't want the Ghanaian ones. We don't want the Akumadan ones. We want either the Navrongo ones or the Burkinabe ones because the Navrongo ones and the Burkina ones are the same, practically the same. So when we know, and that's where policy comes in, can't we cultivate more of it? If the Akumadan ones are not, up to markets, whatever it is, can't we send some of those seedlings there and cultivate it? Why must we import tomatoes? Remember that it's the same tomatoes that led some of our traders to be killed in Toso. Tomatoes. And now Burkina says, I will not give you again. You cannot hold Burkina's neck. It is their tomatoes. They said they want to use it for their own purposes. Why must we be at the mercy of Burkina Faso? And unfortunately, tomatoes is a staple in every single food, local food, foreign food in this country. Tell me the food, and I'll tell you whether tomatoes is in it or not. It is in it. So why must we actually open ourselves for this? They said they won't give us. But assuming that they were our enemies, and they decided that we are going to infect all the tomatoes that come into Ghana. Do you understand what that means? One day you have a scuffle with them. And then they decide that, look, let's show the Ghanaians something small. They will just infect the tomatoes that is coming. So it turns into, this is a national security matter. Anything that affects huge portions of the population is a national security matter. Going forward, yes, I agree that we are going to have a bit of issues with the payment. But tomatoes, to cultivating it 120 days, that's 3 months. 4 months.
Between 60 to 90
Okay,
days.
depending on the variety. So can't we all tie our stomachs for the next 60 days and decide that of course, led by government, Ministry of Agric. And the Ministry of Agric, I have a little bone of contention to pick with them because I come from a family. My home is all agric. My father is a farmer. My sisters are horticulturalists. So farming is our base. And they have a whole department resourced by us, our taxpayers, man, that is responsible for vegetables. Cultivation of vegetables, how to get good vegetables. Can't they, that department of the Ministry of Agric, come and tell us, of course, led by the minister, that the next 60 days, everybody tie your stomachs. There are seedlings here. Go and buy it. I heard a pack of seedlings is 50 cedis. Everybody get a pot in your home, in your backyard. You have some small space. Every Ghanaian in the next 60 days plant tomatoes and make sure that you harvest your own tomatoes and eat. Whilst we do what we have to do to make sure that our traders can pick the tomatoes from wherever they will pick from here in Ghana. Get us to plant, then you have 120 days is not too much. This is not gold. This is not cocoa. This is not cashew. That takes 7 years and 5 years and 3 years.
It won't take that
60
long.
days. 60 to 90 days. Let's have a conversation. I just think that the Ministry of Agric, led by the minister, should take a very concrete step on this. And let's use this opportunity and become self-sufficient in tomatoes. Simple. I don't see why after 6 months, assuming Burkina decides that maybe the experiment they were trying didn't help, and now Ghana should come back, then we run back to them. It should become a glut in their country. We should not go back. A plant, or this is not a plant, a vegetable that is cultivated between 60 to 90 days should not become a national security threat in Ghana when we have land. I say just pick a pot, fill it with soil, and put your tomato seeds in it and give it 60 days. And it gives continuously. So what is it? Why must we come this early morning and be having a conversation on intos?
You think there should be a deliberate effort?
There should be a deliberate effort, honestly. I think this is just, in fact, with every cloud there's a silver lining. This I pray that the Minister of Agric would push his people, especially there are those people in the the Department of Horticulture, and you know, so much money goes into that side of our agric. All the vegetables we eat, they should get up, they should do something, they should make us see their use.
Is it time to fall on research? The CSR has been doing.
They've been there for years, so fall on it. We have those things. Just come together. Let's solve this problem. We shouldn't go back to Burkina.
See, there's adequate research that would help us to grow better varieties. If our option is that we have now developed a taste for Navrongo or Burkina tomatoes, there's enough research that will help us. I mean, why are we not chasing seeds that the Burkina-based are also using? Why are we not looking at the mechanisms they are using? And it's not even an area that Burkina has specialized so much.
True.
The specialty is all over the place. I mean, Italy produces tomatoes and exports tomato paste to the extent that Ghana imports, at a point we're importing so much of it that people now turn to China to import tomatoes. So there's enough that we can do. It's unfortunate that the things of the past have come to affect us, but we can't continue looking at the past and continue talking about it. Palugu Multipurpose Dam has been a big failure, and that would have perhaps provided us on a good opportunity. But nonetheless, this is the opportunity now. Let's rise up to the occasion and make sure that we can at least meet the demands of our people.
But in the interim, I think what the suggestion made here about a semblance of operation feed yourself.
I think it's appropriate. I will agree with my sister on this, that I mean, if we can all look behind our backyards and find a little space. I mean, what people don't even realize now there are very, very, very easy ways of growing vegetables. You can even use sacks. You can use your old car tie, just fill it with some sand, put in some seedlings, water it regularly, and you have your okra, tomatoes, or other vegetables, and then you're good to go.
A few quick messages coming in. This one says, this is a blessing in disguise for tomato farmers. They should take this opportunity to cash in. Akomadan and others have suffered a bad price for a long time. Messages from the preacher man. Aminu from Nsawam says, I commend the Burkina Faso government's decision to ban tomato exports to Ghana. As a Ghanaian, it highlights the need for us to boost our local food production and reduce reliance on imports, especially from countries facing similar or harsher climate challenges. This one says, hi bro, this ban on export of tomatoes by Burkina Faso must be a wake-up call for the Agric Ministry to bring on board a pragmatic plan that can forever stop any tomato trader moving out of Ghana to import that commodity and others like onions. I know the minister is up to the task, and by close of year, Ghana will be self-sufficient in most of these crops. Papa Bisu from Spentex in Accra sent that in. Well, so that's about it for the tomato conversation. Let's move to the matter of SEM re-registration exercise. The president, speaking in Bono last week, said the previous exercise was flawed. He raised issues with if like non-coordination between agencies, i.e. the Ministry of Communication and the National Identification Authority, National Communication Authority. Over 40 million SIM cards were registered in the previous exercise. NCA has been given some explanation based on a sample size of about 2 million. Is that enough to warrant a re-registration exercise? Should we do the entire exercise all over again, or can we clean out where we feel there are challenges and leave the existing data as it is?
Well, if you look at the level of data discrepancy and lack of integration based on the 2 million sample size that was used, it justifies why we must perhaps clean up. What you need to appreciate is that sometimes it takes even 1% of failure in that area of data integration and data integrity to cause a nation a great disservice.
So we're looking at the margin of error.
Exactly. Because it's a situation where you have about 1% of the data wrong, and people are able to take undue advantage of that data, and for that reason scam. And you see, we see scam as on an individual level, but imagine that someone is able to perpetuate the high level of fraud or even a high level of crime against the entire nation itself, and we are unable to trace. We've had situations of some murders in the past, quite unfortunate situations, and as at now, we are unable to unravel the mysteries behind those murders. I mean, largely because sometimes it's been difficult to trace certain numbers, certain contacts, certain calls that were made. But if we can clean up the mess and then provide a more reliable data that can be used for several things, I mean, fighting crime, tracing transactions, ensuring that fraudulent transactions do not continue, it would help us. I know that people are concerned about the inconvenience that we went through the previous time, having to queue up at the centers for registration and the rest. Luckily for us, this new model provides us an opportunity to sit at our homes, our offices, to register without necessarily going to queue up. I mean, there are only few exceptional situations that will require you to go there, where you are using someone else's SIM card and maybe the person is dead, or you can't trace the person and then you need to go and have it regularized. But otherwise, you can sit at home, download the app, go through the 4 or 5 steps of registration and have it done. At least it is confirmed that, and even from the previous minister's statement, that about 80% of the data at the time is accurate, which means about 20% remains inaccurate. 20% is a huge significant figure, and you can't have 20% failure in a registration exercise and allow it to go. Some have suggested that we may just have to clean up, but my challenge with the cleanup tool is that the exercise will still require the involvement of persons who own the SIM cards. So there are situations where SIM cards have been registered, but they use data and ID cards of people who do not consent that their details will be used. So you have a situation where someone's ID card is used to register a SIM card. However, the person's biometric was not used. So you have SIM card registered with the wrong biometric. And then in very rare situations where some of these SIM cards are used to perpetuate fraud, and then you trace it to the owner of the card. The owner of the card says, I'm not even aware that my number is being used by someone else. I did not do this. I did not participate in it. And so it gives a lot of problems to the security agencies and the investigating bodies how to be able to track some of these crimes. And particular situations where it involves some of our mothers who are not very literate. I mean, they're sitting at home, they get a call, and they think that it's coming from the right source. It turns out to be someone else who had cloned a card or a number and is using it to perpetuate fraud. So I think that it is welcoming. We should all get involved, and let's ensure that this exercise will be perhaps one of the last times that we have to do a mass registration again. If there will ever be an opportunity for us to do it, will be just taking care of pockets of issues that we may have in the future to correct them. I know that in the past, some reactions have sought to give challenges now, particularly where some people seem to have opposed a re-registration in the past. But of course, they had their reasons. Now we are informed with new data, better information, and so once the decision has been made, and the president confirmed it when the president said that it is a clear situation where we have two major institutions, the National Communication Authority, the National Identification Authority, having separate data that are not well integrated.
Right.
And so in order to integrate them, luckily this particular exercise has a lot of stakeholder engagement where we are having the NIA boss and then the NCA boss talking and the other stakeholders coming on board. I mean, the previous exercise, we saw situations where Professor Kanatifa told the entire country that he wasn't even aware that there was a SIM card registration where his outfit is involved. But with the engagement of these two major stakeholders and the telecos, I am sure that this exercise we are going to do now will be one of the best, and that would resolve this issue once and for all, and we can proceed.
But see, why can we do this registration and integration of our data all round? Because you see, there are institutions like SNETs, the banks are there, the telcos themselves, even birth and death. If we go ahead and do this registration and a relative passes on, someone else in that family can continue using that SIM card, but not bear the same biometrics, and this person has passed on, and this SIM can be used for whatever. So you see, now we are attributing the challenge to a non-coordination between agencies, and we are limiting it to NCA, NIA. However, there are agencies like Birth and Death Registry. Have they been roped into the conversation? Should they be roped into the conversation?
Perhaps so, but not as a very major part of the conversation, because if you look at the role Death and Birth play and other state institutions, because of their unique rules, I mean, Birth and Death registers birth and then death. And so if someone passes on, perhaps the record needs to be amended at the Birth and Death Registry. That would feed into the National Identification Database to know, oh, this person has passed on. So perhaps we would need to move the conversation into the next level, where major stakeholders like Senate, GVLA, Birth and Death, and other institutions would now integrate their systems very well. This SIM card registration may not require us to have Birth and Death come on board immediately, but in subsequent interactions, subsequent conversations, we must have a situation where we can integrate the database very well, so that once someone is born, the process for identification can almost begin. And then at the same time, once the person passes on, the process of deleting or marking that number as a disease is also in the system. So if someone goes ahead to use the person's card or SIM card to perpetuate any fraud, this person at this time was not alive. So how could this transaction go on in the person's name? So that we can at least clean up the system. But for now, our focus will be on the SIM card registration. There may be a need to have a major stakeholder discussion where parties or stakeholders engage in the use of data, particularly that involves biometric data and other personal data, would have some integration to allow proper conversations and discussions among these stakeholders, so that we can have a better, cleaner system.
Very well. Ellen, let me come to you. Should we commit taxpayers' money to engaging in another SIM registration exercise?
This is the third one we are doing in the last few years. Between the first one and the second one, I think it was about a 10-year difference.
Yeah.
And then between this one and there's a 3-year difference.
Yeah, 3-year difference.
I've listened to all the reasons that the government is giving for suddenly asking all of us to go and do a mass registration again, just 3 years after the last one was done. The first one was from the minister himself. I'll come to him later. But let me deal with the president because he's the Oga Kwata Kwata.
Yeah,
so what he says. At the top. So the president was in my region. I come from the Bunu region.
Oh, okay.
And in explaining the reasons why he felt that we should do, his reason was that two heads of institutions, a minister, Honorable Oslo-Usu, a former minister, and a former head of NI, National Identification Authority, NI, Professor Ken Atifa, in his estimation, were not on talking terms. And so because they were not on talking terms, the institutions too were not on talking terms. So the question I asked is,
did he actually say
yes, he said they were not speaking, the two of them. He spoke in tree. Do you want me to repeat it in tree?
Please repeat it.
President to say, omo that institutions no. Obo Madam Oslo-Usu the minister no. And then the head of the institution, Professor Ken Atifa, omo nkasa. Omo yaka. That is what the president said. He was speaking in my region. He spoke tree. Limited appreciation. So that's why. So I can translate it to English for you. So the two individuals, in his estimation, whether what he said is true or not, we don't know, because Madam Oslo-Usu has come to tell us that she has a cordial relationship with Professor Atifa, and nothing happened in their time that shouldn't let the work happen. What happened was that there was a technology issue that they had to sort out, but it was not a personal issue. But here we are. We have the president of the land, in my estimation, doing konkonsa. Gossiping. Oh yes, he's gossiping about a relationship between two people who are not his appointees. He didn't appoint them. The two of them didn't call him to come and arbitrate between their matter. But somebody, and I'll blame the minister. Somebody must have. Which minister? The current minister. The current minister. Somebody must have given the president this information. But you don't know that it's the minister who gave him that information. But isn't the minister supposed to brief him on everything that is happening in his ministry? And for the president, of all the reasons that the president can give, the topmost reason was because Madam Oslo-Usu and Professor Ken Atifa, in his estimation, were fighting and were not on talking terms. Therefore, their fight translated, their supposed fight translated into the institutions, and the two institutions under them were also fighting. And that is why I said the president did in Konkonsa. And then Konkonsa was supplied by somebody. And I'll blame the minister. Because if he had given the president the correct information, perhaps he should have told him that there were technology issues that they couldn't solve. But to whittle it down to personal interactions between two people who are leading their organizations, they were not appointed by you. They didn't call you to come and arbitrate between them. And the only information you can come and tell the whole nation as president of Ghana is that because two people were fighting, all of us should get up. All of us should get up. And the work that has been done, we should throw all of that away and go and do the SIM re-registration again. At what cost? Are they trying to tell us that whichever data that has been picked by the two institutions all these years, they cannot do anything with it? The data was not properly linked. And so they cannot find something to link it. Must we all get up again and go and do it? Nothing can be done about the data. That's the question I'm asking. Then I come to the minister. Honorable Sam George should be the last person coming to tell Ghanaians to do anything in connection to SIM registration. Because of his own utterances, because of his own character, and because of what he did when he was in opposition. Perhaps he had forgotten that he was on a path and he could become minister. I think fate has a very nice way of getting us into situations that we talk about. Who would have thought that you become the same minister of the same institution? Where he rallied people, he went radio station to radio station, telling Ghanaians not to register because Madam Oslo-Usu is a thief. And that the woman wanted to steal from the SIM registration, the whole matter. And the whole thing it's a scam. It's a fraud for them to fleece Ghanaians. These are what he said. So I would repeat the same thing back to him. Honorable, with all due respect, sir, you also want to steal. Did he say that? He said it. He alleged it without evidence. It was an avenue to fleece. I am also alleging without evidence. But did he describe the minister himself personally? He did. He doesn't have. We don't even have to go. You go and look for all the things that he said.
Those were his
and
words.
all the sort of words that he used on Madam Oslowusu just because of SIM registration. Went at her person. We are not going at his person. We are not doing that. We are just repeating his words up to him. So, sir, you also want to fleece the nation. You want to use this as an avenue to also steal, just like how you said Madam Oslowusu wanted to steal without any evidence.
If you take his words coming back to bite him out,
yes,
is the SIM registration.
I think I would not take his words out. He leading this whole matter. If it had been, I will not take it out. He says, if I will not take it out. If it had been,
let's depoliticize the situation.
We will not. We will never depoliticize because it was not depoliticized the other time. We are not depoliticizing anything. This is a political matter. If it had been any other person, but some judge, I'm sure the conversation would have been quite different. If it had been any other minister, but some judge, that whole barrier that is there because of what he's done, I'm sure that barrier would have been off, and all of us would have been prepared to listen. Perhaps the reasons would have been more cogent. But being led by him, I mean, the whole thing is tainted. And for most of us, one, we will not register. We are taking his path. He set up the Stubborn Academy that said they would not register. We are going to set up the Stubborn University. We are not registering because we think it is a total waste of everybody's time. Until he comes to tell us that maybe with the benefit of hindsight and with coming into the position and with knowing what he knows now, he shouldn't have done what he did. So that all of us learn lessons from it. That when you are somewhere, you have to be extremely careful when you are talking about other people in certain positions, because one day you can be there.
True.
Until Minister Sam George comes to do that, he should forget about it.
Asking for an apology.
I mean, he has to. Because how do you tell us that something that was done 3 years ago, barely 3 years ago, you can't do anything about it? We have to start anew, whilst you accuse the then minister of trying to fleece the country. And you think we should just take it like that? You're also trying to fleece the country.
Audited. The previous exercise has
we
been
are not
audited.
interested.
And
whether it is
0% match.
Nobody cares.
Fingerprint match. 0%.
Ghanaian money, our taxpayers' money was used for that. If they think, because all the audits that they say they've done, I don't believe it.
You don't?
All the things that they say they've done, I don't believe it. I see this as all excuses to push the other one
registration
aside and do their own and make money. That is how I see it.
What money is there?
That is, he said,
how
no, I don't know how they make money.
Make
the same way that he said Madam Oslowusu wanted to fleece the country, it is the same way that I'm using his speculations. It's just 3 years. So it's the same way that he said somebody made money. I'm also saying that everything that they are doing, they also want to make money. Otherwise, explain to me why in just 3 years. If there's a problem, if you think that some things are not connecting, some people have issues with their SIM cards, and get us to go back and go and do it. Must all of us, so what about those of us whose everything is okay? Must we all go back? It means you are putting the whole system away and you're bringing in a new system. You must stand to benefit.
Do you agree that there's fraud in the system?
Of course, they have always been fraud.
Do you agree that registration can curb the fraud?
The new one that they are coming to bring, would they take fraud 100% out of the system?
To a large extent.
No.
To bring it down to its bare minimum.
No.
Okay, so let me help.
Let me finish. No, don't help me.
All right,
I'm not asking for your help. Let me finish. When I
finish. Go ahead.
What are they bringing that is so new? That the other system they couldn't use and take out. Unless they are telling me that the new system they are bringing will take out fraud by 100%. Will not even have one single case of any fraudulent activity using the SIM cards. But we all know that that is not possible.
It's not possible.
There's always going to be something in the system. That is why technologies change. That is why there are new developments. Things change. But when things change, you do not throw out the old. You improve on the old. So the question I'm asking is, can they improve on what is there? Must we throw out everything? That's the question I'm asking. Then the personality of the person leading the whole charge.
Can we take the personality
out
and look at this as a national policy?
No, we cannot, because he's the minister. He's the one. I cannot. He's the one leading it. He's the one leading it. And what he said is barely 3 years old. Perhaps I hear the president wants to do some reshuffle. That's what I hear. He should look at it.
Where are you hearing this from?
That's what I hear. I'm taking it from the newspaper. He should look at it. He should change the face of the person. If he truly wants to do this and do it well and get the buy-in of all Ghanaians, he should take a look at Sam George again. and maybe change him and get somebody else to come and lead the charge. Because if he's the one leading this charge, it's Senepa and Baswe. Just like how he also said.
Council.
Let me just assist to clarify some.
Don't assist
I'm
you.
not assisting you. I'm assisting to clarify, because apart from every other thing, this platform also must help to educate our people and provide accurate information. I mean, as for the issues about Osla and Professor Kantifa having issues in the past, it is not in doubt. Indeed, in the statement of Osla herself said that they may have some personal disagreement, but that personal disagreement did not affect. That is her in her own assertion. Did not affect the outcome of the registration.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
That's what's supposed to be. But at least it doesn't
the
take away.
Personal issues should not affect the coordination between the
but it doesn't take away the fact that there were personal differences, and these personal differences, as she also confirms, are not something that it is some judge who informed the president about personal difference. We knew about them. We're in this country. She moved on to talk about the fact that they are not persons who were appointed by him, and that they occupy the public office. The moment you occupy a public office, it doesn't matter who appoints you. You are only there per the appointee, but you are there to provide public service for the benefit of the Ghanaian public, paid by the Ghanaian tax payer. And so once they become public officers, the president has a personal interest to know what goes on, what they do, how they do it. But let's put those personal issues aside. For me, I think that these are not primary issues. The core primary issues we should look at is what's the difference between that registration exercise done about 3 years ago and the new one we are about to do. Enhanced security feature in this new one. One of the key enhanced security features now is that your device forms part of the registration process. So it helps. I mean, people are able to snatch your phone, snatch your bag, steal your phone, and the next moment they take the SIM card out, they sell it. But if the device is registered to you, before anyone can sell it, your consent, your participation is required. And so a key feature of this registration exercise is the registration of the SIM card itself, the registration of the device with your biometric details, which provides you safe security. And even in cases where crime is committed, we are able to trace the device and the person involved.
And at this point, I'm registering the device to who? NCA, NIA, or the telco?
Both. It's a centralized.
I have to go back again.
Yeah, you update it. If you change, if you buy a new device, just update it. It's an online process. You don't need to walk into any office to do it. You go online, upload the new device details. If you give the device out to your wife or your child or someone else, you can update the system as well. So that the new person who becomes the owner of the device now updates it. At least, if for nothing at all, the device can be traced to a particular person who registered at a point in time. The registration is not necessary to a teleco. It is a centralized registration system that provides access to information to our security agents, to the telcos, to NCA, and to NIA. And so this registration exercise provides us that layer. Then the next thing is about cost. I mean, she speculates here that because perhaps there's been previous speculations against the previous minister that it was an opportunity for her to fleece the country. This is also an opportunity for someone to make money.
Wouldn't that be fair?
I don't know. It's not fair. It's not
but
fair.
What was said against one cannot be said against the other.
It can be said, but it's not supported by data. It's not supported by any evidence.
Was it supported by data then?
You can question that, but I'm talking about what is happening now. Now the payment is we didn't even know the cost of the registration at the time. We now know today that the cost of registration per SIM card is 5 cedis. We also know very well that the Ghanaian public is not going to bear the cost of registration. That the registration cost will be borne by the telecom companies. And so it tells you clearly that there is no opportunity for someone to make money out of this exercise. Because is MTN now going to pay the money to the minister? That's not going to work. How is that possible?
But is MTN going to find a way to put that money on the charges for us consumers or customers to pay?
I don't think so. I don't think
these
so.
telcos are profit oriented.
Of course, but don't forget that this also safeguards their operation. This provides them a very good opportunity to have credible data that they will rely on and continue to work with. And so apart from every other thing, it's a welcoming exercise for the telcos.
A necessary cost to bear.
Part of it. Don't forget that they are in operation for a long time. You could spread this cost over their operational cost for a long time. What it means is that if it's an operational cost, it's an expenditure on their books which will stand to affect their profit. Perhaps it may affect tax payments, and if we make arguments like that, I appreciate that. But as far as the cost is concerned, you and I are not going to pay for it. No Ghanaian is going to pay for it. The telcos will absorb the cost and will help us to have integrated, better integrated data. And so for these three reasons I have given you, the fact that the inconvenience aspect is taken out, the fact that there's improved security in the registration exercise, the cost involved is not to be borne by the Ghanaian, tells you that the next registration exercise we are doing is more guaranteed. We may have to move away from the personal issues with Sam George. And Sam George is doing his work. As for the cause that he should be removed and the rest, I think they are misplaced. The president has assigned him a duty to perform. He's performing that duty. We don't need to look at his past utterances to judge his current performance. We should gauge his performance as he is. And currently he's doing well.
1 year, 3 months.
Yes, he's doing very well. So I don't see the need for that call for his removal. Whether there will be a removal or not, it's for the president to decide.
Very well. Ellen, are you not worried that out of a sample size of about 2 million, there were 0 fingerprint matches based on the findings of the audit by the NCA?
I don't believe the findings. I mean, if somebody wants to do something, they'll go and go through all manner.
It's a state institution.
They'll go through. It's the same state institution that the president said that because, in his estimation, the heads at that time were having personal issues, they didn't work. It's the same state institution. So for me, this whole audit matter, this whole business of we have to redo it because certain things have not done well, it doesn't go down well with me. With all the explanations he has given. So why couldn't the president have said 1 or 2 of those? Why must he bring in the personal aspect? When you tell me to drop the personal matters, I cannot drop it because the president himself did not drop the personal matters. The president decided to personalize it. And so you cannot come down here and come and tell me not to personalize it when he personalized it. He made it a personal issue. He could easily have said that, well, there was some integration matters between the two entities, and we need to get that done. And then given all the reasons that you have given, without mentioning anybody's name. But since he decided to go at the 2 of them, we also go at them. And everything that they said, we are not going to put away what Sam George said. Why should we? A man is judged by his words. So all of a sudden we should all forget what he said? We are not forgetting it. What he said then would have an impact, a great impact on what is going on now. And I am just repeating what he said. That he said the former minister wanted to fleece the nation. And in my estimation, he also wants to fleece the nation. And until if the president truly, and we should have asked him what was his basis for saying that the former minister also wanted to fleece the nation. So the same basis that he used 3 years ago, it is the same basis.
We won't interrogate it, but we'll use it against him.
You didn't interrogate it the last time. You didn't.
But you had an option to do so.
I didn't. I don't have to, and I won't because he didn't. He was so vocal about it. He was all over the place about it. He made mockery of this. He decided to go at the person of the former minister. And as I said, so far as he's the one leading this charge, it does not matter all the logical explanations you give. We are not interested. If they think that there's something wrong, so greatly wrong with it, they should find a way. That is why they are there. They should find a way and do it. Get somebody else to lead. Does he even have a deputy? Yes, he does have a deputy. You can get him to lead. Get somebody else to lead because Sam George himself leading just reminds Ghanaians of what he had done. And he did that. He wasn't a teenager. He wasn't a child. He was a full-blown adult. He was a member of parliament. So he definitely knew what he was doing. And why are you telling us that we should forget about what he did and take it out and then look at him in a different light?
Well, we are not going to look at the nation because of one man.
You should have thought. No, you should have thought.
Council, just a second. Should we hurt the nation because of one man?
You should have thought about hurting the nation. The last time he was doing that, who called him to order? Did the president call him to order? Did anybody call him to order? We allowed him to go at everybody, and especially at Madam Oslowusu. He didn't go at her competence. No, he didn't go at anything that he's done. He went at her person, called her names. Just because she says we should re-register. And all the reasons you're giving, she also gave those reasons at that time. So when you come here and you tell me that I should leave it be, I cannot leave it be unless we bring somebody else, and you have to repackage this whole matter.
Did you think it was bad then?
I didn't think it was bad. Well, how he went about it, definitely.
So, is it good now?
If there's a national issue, the government says we should register our SIM cards. You did not agree with it.
Yeah.
Do you remember any cogent reason he gave that said that we shouldn't agree? That was not on personal lines. Do you remember?
Yes, the inconvenience.
No.
The inconvenience.
Do you remember?
At the centers.
Okay, exactly. So the inconvenience at the centers.
Yes.
And then what about what he said? Everything that comes into your mind is what he said about the former minister. It's about the theatrics that he put up. A whole MP going around singing, telling people we will not register. Went radio station to radio station. Today you are the minister. And you are telling me to go and register. Sir, we will not. You, as I said, you set up Stubborn Academy. We are setting up the Stubborn University. So perhaps if the president truly wants this to be done, as I said, that face of Honorable Sam George should be taken up because people are still pissed off with what he did. And the fact that he has even the nerve to champion this. Without giving us any cogent reasons, what has changed? Now it is okay. All because of convenience. But there's still convenience.
Benefit of hindsight.
Just recently, the telcos, my service provider, sent me a short code. They said I should check. I should go on that short code. It's 47 something. I have to check. And check if all the numbers that counts up, they are my numbers. If I am the owner. If I am not, I think they gave some instructions. Either pass through the offices and come and take it off and all that. Can't we use all that measures?
Clean up
we
the
can
system.
still clean up the system. Must we do everything all over again? And must it be led by Sam George?
Okay,
I'll come to you for a response, but I need to take a break here,
No
a quick
problem,
break here. So this is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. Stay with us, we'll be right back, but do well to send your thoughts and your comments through. We'll do our best to read them when we return.
We are grateful to the President, Ghana.
Ubechi akosuru say uchu kosuru saria uba inside so ubeye ne say na odi aba abontin.
Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning. Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim.
I love it.
Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
It's time to upgrade your viewing experience with Franco Smart Television. Enjoy full HD and 4K Ultra display for clearer pictures, brighter colors, and smarter features. From our 32-inch screen, perfect for your bedroom, to 55, 65, and massive 100 inches for your living room or office. We've got the perfect size and quality. For retailing and bulk purchasing, call the numbers on the screen or visit our website at www.francotrading.com. You can download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Franco Television, we've got the perfect size for every room. Franco, home of quality television.
Ago.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. We're having the news review segment. The conversation began with the tomato export ban by Burkina Faso. We're just about wrapping up on the SIM re-registration exercise. Council, final thoughts on this, and then I can take some messages.
Well, I was just a quick rebuttal to what my sister put out there. That, I mean, yes, the personality leading it is her challenge. Sam George's previous comments were founded on the grounds that I have put out there, the inconvenience that Ghanaians were put to. He made arguments in the past that there is enough technology that can be employed to take away the issues of queues at the places, and that the cost involved could be minimized. And so those were legitimate arguments that he made. I don't remember for sure where he made personal attacks at Osla, Usu, beyond the issues of policy, the issues of competence. And it's rather unfortunate that we are extending a robust argument to mean a personal attack. I mean, when someone puts out a robust argument and argues on grounds of competence and performance, it should not be seen as issues of personal attacks. I mean, we can always separate the personality from the office. And holding views against a particular exercise and giving cogent reasons for which it shouldn't be done. And you come out now and give better ways of doing it, and you are now implementing some of the suggestions that you were advancing at the time you were opposing it. Should not mean that the whole exercise should be thrown out. Mind you, there are also consequences if you fail to register your SIM. There are consequences. And so let me urge every Ghanaian out there who is mindful to go out there and register when the opportunity is open. I mean, don't listen to the naysayers who are saying they won't register. they may have a better option of communicating. For all you know, they will be the first to register. Yet they will tell you that they will not register. So let me advise everybody out there who is willing to register, please go out there and register. Protect your SIM card, protect your device, and let's enhance the security of our data. Eventually, my sister and her colleagues will all fall in place. No more.
The stubborn university.
No more stubborn university. They don't even they don't have accreditation.
So GTech will shut them down.
Shut them down.
Very well. Let me take a few quick messages. Alhaji Hamza from Pick Farm says, "Good morning, my brother. In my humble opinion, the Honorable Sam George meant good for this nation. So we should concentrate on this registration. I've listened to the Director General of the NCA explain the issues, and I'm convinced that we need this new registration exercise. I'll advise Dr. Baumia to reshuffle the people communicating for him. They are doing more harm than good to him." Okay. Good morning to you all, especially Lawyer Lamtig. Okay, he says, if Madam Ellen is still insisting that the Honorable Minister of Communication is coming to steal without any evidence, then that may not be fully understood, unlike the things that were going on during the MPP regime. The reasons for the re-registration are stated clearly, and they have seen the differences. Let's all give the Honorable Minister a supporting hand to carry out this exercise, and we will all appreciate it later. This is from Yenab Zong. Elvis from Techiman, I think it will be more convenient and easily done if the NHIS is involved. This is due to the fact that the NHIS has over 150 offices scattered around the country and also has the connectivity and the IT infrastructure to support the SIM registration exercise. People will gladly get their SIMs registered without any stress. The telcos and NITA should think through this idea too. Okay, thank you, Elvis. This one says, the lawyer doesn't understand the practicality of the exercise. You can register and trace your gadget today, and you don't need any SIM registration to do that. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, boss. I agree with Amma. We will not register. I'm Jacob from Tema. And this one goes straight. It says, please, madam, I disagree with your opinion.
New admissions into the Stubborn Academy.
More students are joining in. More students are joining in. All right, so we're going to move into other matters now. Parliament has ratified a 15-year lease agreement with Barari DV for lithium mining in Ghana. This lithium deal, it came under the NPP administration, the final embers of that administration. There was some level of progress, some contracts secured. The NDC, upon assumption, reviewed that contract. There was some opposition to that reviewed contract, and now upon some corrections relayed in Parliament, we have the ratification. So it's a 15-year lease. Quick thoughts on this lithium deal with Barari DV?
Very well. I think any exercise or policy that's sought to add value to existing resources, that's sought to bring development, opportunities for employment, that will give opportunity for us to also tap into the global market of lithium mining, is welcoming. We only have to be always concerned about certain key issues of environment, key issues of employment, local content, and then what it is for Ghana. I am happy that when the issues came up some years ago, I mean, the NDC pointed out certain key issues that they think that should be considered, and as a result, it was withdrawn, and now it has been relayed. Even in its current state, this is the third time it was relayed in Parliament, and it came up somewhere in November, it was withdrawn, it was brought in December, it was withdrawn, and finally brought it. So it means that at every time, the Minister of Mines and Natural Resources has taken lots of the feedback into consideration, and I must congratulate him and his team for having done a good job so far. And some of the feedback is what has fed into the final agreement we have. A key component of this new agreement is the fact that the earlier fixed royalties of 10% gives us an opportunity now to have up to 12% on a sliding mechanism.
Sliding scale mechanism,
which allows that wherever there's increase in the price of lithium on the global market, it gives Ghana the opportunity to make more money, an extra 2%, unlike a situation where we have just 10% fixed, so that we don't even get to benefit when there's an increase in the price on the global market. And so I think it's good enough for us. There's also an opportunity for, apart from the 13% free stake interest that we have an opportunity for MIF to have a 6% interest, which has not been touched, because that interest is a stake that MIF can hold in the entire arrangement. And so that gives us about some 19% or thereabout. What is also crucial to note is that in other mining leases, we actually waive a lot of tax, we give a lot of tax waivers. But this particular one doesn't have any such tax waivers. I mean, all the taxes apply, all the corporate tax apply, all the mineral fees that are supposed to be paid applies. There's also a component of a 1% revenue. Now, this component of 1% revenue, people see 1% as a bit insignificant, but this 1% is not on profit, where perhaps the mining company will now take out all their cost of operation, and then perhaps if there are losses, we can't even get anything. Or even if the profit is very low, there's nothing to take. This is on revenue. This 1% is on revenue. That's supposed to go into community development fund. And so whatever revenue that accrues to the mining of the lithium goes, 1% of it will go into a community development fund. That would help the communities. One of my biggest concerns, which should be a concern for everybody, is that, I mean, these are communities that generally dwell on agriculture. And so now that their lands are being taken out, obviously there will be an effect on the other alternative livelihood. And so it is important that there's this component that provides for community development. And so that those monies, those resources will go into it and help the communities to improve. It's also critical to know that this lease is for 15 years. So it gives us an opportunity to review, unlike in the past where we sign leases that are very long, 20, 30 years and more. And so opportunity to review and renegotiate are sometimes lost on us. But this 15 years, it gives us an opportunity in the next decade and a half to review it, come out with enhanced policies. What is perhaps a bit lost on us is the local content component, where we're expecting that as part of the value chain, there will be an establishment of a refinery here that would give an opportunity for the products not to be exported in each raw state.
The deal as it stands prohibits the export of raw lithium.
Exactly. And so it also gives us an opportunity here for it to be refined, which means that there's an enhanced benefit to the Ghanaian economy, enhanced benefit to Ghanaian employment opportunities for our people, and then opportunity for tax, because taking out the raw component of the resource is one exercise, and then giving it out for it to be reprocessed, also another
Value
exercise,
addition.
a value addition that gives us an opportunity to make more revenue out of it and add value in the long run. So I think it's welcoming, and I must congratulate the Minister for Mines
Lands and Natural
Resources for what he has done.
What would you say to those who argue that we missed the window of opportunity when we failed to ratify at 10% when prices were high, renegotiated to 5%, and now we are back to the same thing?
We are not entirely back to the same thing. We are back to an opportunity that gives us a better enhanced opportunity where prices
because
go
of
up.
the sliding scale
Of course, when prices go up, we earn more. Unlike the 10%,
which was fixed.
Which is fixed. If prices goes down, so it is. If prices go as high as even 5,000 or more, it will still be at 10%. But here, if prices go beyond the benchmark of 3,000 to 3,500 or so, we are making 12%, which is good opportunity. And don't forget that as we speak now, the prices of lithium is also coming down. So if we don't take advantage of this opportunity now, we may lose out when the price is so low because the negotiation ability will be weakened. And the other aspect to it is that because of the pendency of these agreements, most of the lands and the areas there have been on hold. The farmers have been discouraged from planting and all that. So imagine you haven't been properly compensated. You're also not told to plant because they don't want anything to disrupt the opportunity for clearing the lands. Because if you do major farming and then they have to come and clear the land, it will come at extra cost to the farmer and then of course compensation. And so it's good that we are finding a solution to this. It's good that we've taken advantage of the times available to us, and then we are making something out of this. I think it's okay.
Very well. Ellen, let me come to you on this lithium deal. Do you agree with those who argue that we missed an opportunity to ratify when we had 10% at high international prices?
This whole lithium deal matter, what has eventually been ratified and what came the first time? What is the difference?
The difference is
apart from the sliding scale matter, everything else is the same. Everything else is the same. So we spent how many years? 3 years or so debating this. We bring it into Parliament, we take it out. The people, the company has been waiting. We have put, what do you call it, the lawyers, something on the land, an injunction on the lands of the people. So for 3 years they have not used their lands. They have not benefited either from the lithium matter. They have not benefited from their crops. And we come back with the same thing. Now, at the current rate of 12% on the sliding scale, when you compare that at the time we were doing the 10% when the prices were so high, the monies we can accrue, what's the difference? I just think that sometimes we just play politics with everything in this country, and eventually we lose out as a people. There's this 1% that he mentioned for the community
development fund.
Is it going to the MDF, or we are setting up a new community development fund specifically for the lithium people? Because the law already says that 20% of our mineral royalties should go to the Minerals Development Fund, and their duty, if Madam Hanabisu has forgotten, because I've now seen her chasing galamseyers, her duty is to make sure that that money is used to go back into those communities from where we take those minerals and do things for them that the communities want. You are not supposed to decide in your office. You have to go to them. What do you need, community by community? So that's 1%. Is it going to the Minerals Development Fund, or they are setting up a totally new fund just for this lithium one, for that particularly affected community? It is important.
The community.
That is what I'm asking. There's already
who manages this fund?
There's already a law, and there's already an institution that manages this one. But we have to be extremely careful. If the thing is, if this 1% is meant for the communities from where the lithium is coming from, it should be properly stated. Otherwise, it will go into the bigger pool of the MDF, and then everybody else who is also mining any other, what do we call it? Any other mineral.
Will it be going to the MDF for the MIF?
MDF, MIF collects all the money.
Right.
Then MIF gives MDF
a portion,
20%. That's why I'm asking. I wasn't too clear about it because they have stated it. Let me finish. Lawyer, I'm coming. Because they have specifically stated 1%.
Yeah.
That is why I'm asking, because if they hadn't stated it, it means everything will still go to MIF. MIF will still give MDF what they have to get. But this 1%, is it just for these people, the lithium area? If it's for them, it should be properly stated and properly rectified so that it does not go and join the bigger pool of the MDF, and then the community from which we are taking this one doesn't benefit as much. They'll benefit, but not as much.
So there's a 10% royalty rate. There's a 13% free carried interest for the state, and then there's a 1% for the community.
It is for the mining community.
Yes.
So now that it has been ratified, I think that we should, what do you call it? Is it an LI? What do you call it?
What has been ratified?
The agreement.
Now that the agreement has gone through, do they have to do any LI on it, or they don't have to?
No. This doesn't require an LI. It's an LI already. That supports the framework generally, and this is an agreement. So what the next thing that was actually internal between the company. They'll go through an investment process to now set up their machinery, bring in their plants and everything.
So this 1% is not for the MDF.
No.
It is for the Awoya community from where we are going to pick the lithium.
Absolutely.
I think we should state it emphatically. And the reason why I'm on it, because I had a few people from that area just a few days ago screaming and shouting their heads off about their lands and the fact that they haven't been able to use it. It is time for us to go to them and tell them that by the agreement you are supposed to get some 1% that is meant for you and your community. And then now have to set their systems and their, what do you call it, their structures up to trace this 1%. Otherwise, this 1% we can get missing in action. We have said it, but it will not get to them. We know how these things work. It is stated in the law, it is stated in the agreement, but because the community is not aware, by the time you realize the money will be sitting somewhere, it is covered, then the community doesn't benefit. So perhaps the education should get to them, that they should come down on the agitations that they've started, because there's a 1% for them. And let's educate them. The company needs to get down to them. Is it MIF have to get down to them? The ministry has to get down to them and educate the community, because if they are not satisfied or they don't hear this and they don't accept it, it's going to be a problem. They are going to create problems for them. You can rectify all you want. The job will not start if the community members decide to give you problems. So we need to get to them and let them know. But I just think that this is a long, drawn-out matter. We could have done this earlier and gotten this thing done. But hey, we've now done it. Let's move on. Life goes on.
I think I agree with the education bit.
The people benefit.
There's been a lot of stakeholders engagement at the local level where the chiefs, the opinion leaders, assembly, and other persons are keenly involved in the process. And so the management of this community fund will definitely involve them. She made mention of the fact that what the people want should be done for them. In every community project, there's what you call need assessments. So the needs assessment process is where you'll find out whether the community needs a hospital, needs a clinic, needs a school, needs a bridge, or whatever the community may need. And that there will be a mechanism to ensure that. Greater transparency will also give some credibility to the entire management of the fund, where accounts are published and we all know how the monies are spent and where the monies actually were spent and fund the benefits. So I think there are opportunities for us to manage it better and make sure that the communities are not worse off.
Very well. Ellen, someone is helping us with the code you mentioned earlier. He says, good morning, Anatufo. These politicians really don't care about Mother Ghana. All the challenges allegedly given can easily be rectified. If you dial *402# and enter your Ghana card registration number, all the funds registered in your name will appear. If you are not the owner of the phone numbers. Yeah, I'm sure it's the phone numbers.
Not the
gadget itself. Yeah, also all the numbers registered in your name will appear. If you are not the owner of the number, you can get them off by reporting to the telco service provider. And then he says, I smell a rat. His name is ABT Abi from Sunyani. All right, thank you for that. Our final issue this morning will be a fundraiser for the Black Stars. It's been reported that some $11.5 million has been raised. 13.97 million cedis has been raised to aid the Black Stars in their quest to conquer the world at the World Cup. ENP has donated $5 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now the state has opened it up to the public to contribute to the Black Stars.
Yeah.
It looks, I know some fundraisers have been done in the past, but not at this scale. Yeah. So is the state sitting back and not funding and allowing the public to do so? What stake then will the state have in the Black Stars participation at the World Cup?
Well, the state will continue to be the major stakeholder and continue to have a stake in everything that has to do with Ghana and Ghana's participation at the World Cup. For me, I have always been concerned that sometimes we put in so much resources, and not resources just for the players and the management team, but even to get supporters to go across and then support the teams and all that at the expense of the state. And we've seen what has happened in the past before, and so there are lessons to be learned from me. And I think that the president, John Dramani Mahama, is leading by example by showing that, listen, the mistakes of the past should not be repeated. And that goes to feed into the reset agenda that, listen, the reset agenda is to ensure that things that were done wrong, we reset them and do them right. And so we will not spend public resources, particularly taxpayers' resources, into sponsoring the Black Stars and sponsoring people to go and watch and come back and have all the issues that we usually used to have.
It's actually in the Jamefe report.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so, going by the recommendations of the Jamefe report, it is very prudent that the president has shown that, listen, we can raise these monies from the public. And the good part is that when the monies are raised, once the funds are donated into that pot, it becomes public funds. And so it will be managed in accordance with the public management of public funds, and it will be for the benefit of everyone. It is welcoming that Ibrahim Ahmed's company is giving us $5 million. At least it shows that when we build the capacity of local companies and local individuals, it will come to the benefit of all of us. I mean, it's very welcoming. I saw a report also where Shatawale gave about $100,000, and then Stoneboy gave about $80,000 with some $21,000 in music production and all that. So, and it's welcoming that we are seeing a lot of this. I encourage those who can afford to give more, so that at least we can support the Black Stars to go out there, not just to win, but also to sell Ghana, market Ghana, and let the world continue to give us the attention we've enjoyed in the last few years. Ghana has been at the center of the global view or perspective in the last few months or years because of some of the good things that is happening around. And so we should take advantage of the world stage to market our country, market Ghana as a tourism destination, as an opportunity for investment and all that. And so it's welcoming.
Very well, very well. Ellen, there's the Black Stars as a team, there's the technical team, and then there are supporters. Who are we committing these resources to? So, and who is going to administer this fundraising, the monies from this fundraising?
Why are you worried?
Do you remember Brazil?
I like Ellen.
Yeah, I like the reaction.
Do you remember Brazil? I hope we will not repeat what happened in Brazil. And we had to go through all the things we did. And all the things. As for the sports, okay, let me start from this. Me, I am not a Black Stars fan.
Oh, why not?
I have never been since 2010, when they gave us that heartbreak.
You suffered a broken heart.
I mean, that was the last time I decided to watch a Black Stars match. I have not been interested in their matter because until.
But you check results after the game.
Yes, I don't have a choice out here. So until.
When she hears go, she goes to spy.
I don't need to switch on my TV because the Black Stars can give you such, if you don't take care, palpitations of the heart.
Yeah. You build your shock absorbers.
I can't. And there are enough issues in this world that I can't add Black Stars matter to it. So I hope, as I said, in the management of this money and everything, we will not do what we did with Brazil. And subsequent ones, and we came back with all manner of explanations and people crying, and we don't want to do that. As you said, who is going to make use of the money? Are we going to? Is it going to sponsor supporters? How are we going to choose those supporters? Is it for the technical team? How much after all this would government still give them some money? All those things have to still go into it and let us look at it. Whilst we are at it, because it is World Cup, we are all up and doing
excited
and getting them excited about it. But could the Black Stars and their management team explain to Ghanaians why in the last 44 years they have not lifted the African Cup of Nations? The cup, why?
We didn't even qualify for the previous one. They just
how? We
the one that CAF has given to Morocco.
Yes, that's the Senegal said they will never send back, and I agree with them. They should never send back.
They should hold on to it.
They should hold on to it. But all these efforts that we are putting in, I'm not saying I don't want to be a prophetess of doom, but I do not see us winning the World Cup. We can go far, I agree, depending on what we do. But winning the cup itself, I don't see us doing it. But it was highly possible for us to put in all this effort and win the African Cup of Nations once again. The last time we won the African Cup of Nations was in June 1982. I was born in September 1982. Meaning me, my lifetime, and all those behind me. Everybody who is 44 years and below. Even those who are 45, 46. How old were they for them to see it? So a whole generation, in fact, 2 generations, 3 generations, we haven't seen the Black Stars win the African Cup of Nations. I think that should be our next agenda. After this World Cup matter, if they can save some money from all this and then push it for the African Cup, why should Morocco and Senegal be fighting over, what do we call it, African Cup of Nations, and Ghana is nowhere to be found? 44 years. These are the things that I think we should be looking at. When you're able to conquer at home, and then we all have confidence that when you go out into the world, you are coming with something. This one that they are going, as I said, I'm wishing them well. I don't want to be a prophetess of doom. But with all this money, let's see what happens.
Let's wish them
well.
You
don't sound positive.
Let's wish them well. But thank you so much. Ellen Amadaku is a member of the NPP's communications team, and Lamteg Apanga is the acting deputy commissioner of the Gaming Commission. It's been an interesting conversation so far this morning. The show continues after this.
Ago.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world. Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved. Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning. Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim.
I love it.
Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man is swing, Nesasu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Bestie? Yeah! Hey, Fifi! Fifi Blackson, my brother from another mother. You're looking good, man. Oh, come on. You're looking good. Hey! And well fed. You know what? Put this in the guest room for me, okay? And make my bed comfortable. And please, make sure to get UK in my room.
Bestie, meet my lovely family.
We can do that whilst I'm seated and eating. Super. Amazing. It is good and better, more than the food we have here in the UK.
Well, thank you very much for the compliment, Uncle Bestie. In fact, I wouldn't mind packaging some for you on your way out.
That's so kind of you, huh? Okay. I don't worry yourself. Why don't you rather cook some for me on the day I'll be leaving?
The Blankstons premieres on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
Feel the energy and reconnect with your roots this March at the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026. Join us for a celebration of Ghanaian culture and cuisine from all across the country. Northern, Akan, and Southern villages will all be represented. It's more than just food. It's about culture, family, and memories that last a lifetime. Let's come together this March to discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 28th and 29th of March 2026. Venue is the 8 for Sutherland Children's Park. The time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day. Interested vendors can register by calling 0205-973-973. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Gino, Didi Sheto, Munch Biscuits, and Everpacks.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has 3 legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
This Easter, as homes fill with laughter, shared meals, and love, pause for a moment and remember a child who has no one to celebrate with. Across Ghana, children in selected orphanages are hoping for care, hoping for comfort, hoping for kindness. You can be the reason a child smiles this Easter. Support the Easter Orphan Project 2026. Your donation in cash or in kind will provide warm meals, clothing, school supplies, and essential care for their well-being. Send your mobile money donation to 0550-900-006 or write a check in the name of the City FM Foundation. You may also bring your donation to Channel 1 TV in Tesano, Accra, Ghana. You can donate milk, sugar, rice, toys, books, or detergent. For more information, visit www.citynewsroom.com or call 0550-900-006 or 0302-226-013. The Easter Orphan Project comes off on Monday, 6 April 2026 and is powered by 97.3 City FM with support from Channel 1 TV. This Easter, let your kindness light up a child's life.
Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show here on Channel 1 Television. On The Point of View, we pick the right topics, get the right guests, and ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you.
With the complexities of the issues happening around us on a daily basis, it's the hard-hitting conversations and the probing questions of The Point of View.
So what is the Public Account Committee's job?
So what we do is to scrutinize, clarify, and find out why certain infractions have been made.
What do these IMF programs try to do?
The current program is for budget support.
Okay.
There are no projects attached.
That teases apart the twisted entanglements of politics and governance, as well as religious and social discourse. The Point of View brings you the policymakers and duty bearers and drills down to the very bottom of issue.
What authority do you have?
The Point of View airs every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello everyone, you are welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV, and as you already know, Nanatu Fobuatin started the show with some politics as he went in with his panel and they discussed some of the topics that are making waves or shaping the country. My name is Chris Carter.
My name is Philip Nilate, and of course we have a lot for you from now to 11 a.m. Stay with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. How was your holiday? How was your holiday? You had Friday and you got Monday yesterday, so that was a very long weekend. Hey, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 4 days of work. So today being Tuesday, by Friday also off again, then you are going to enjoy your weekend. But I'm sure your holiday was great. How was yours as well?
It was okay.
Friday you were at work?
Friday I was at work. Saturday I was at the birthday party. Sunday, everybody needed to rest.
So you are preparing for the Back to Your Village Food Festival, aren't you? Yeah, and as we are all preparing here for the Back to Your Village Food Festival, we are also sure that you're also preparing for the Back to Your Village Food Festival. It's this weekend. We've been talking about next week, we've been talking about 1 month, we've been talking about 2 months prior to the event, and it's here with us happening this Saturday and Sunday, 28th and 29th of March 2026. Ifwa Sunderland Children's Park is the venue, starting exactly at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. So please come and have that feeling that you used to have in the village, but maybe you have forgotten that particular feeling. Just come to this event. We are mixing it, a lot of experiences, a lot of things you haven't witnessed in a very long time. Tradition, we are going back home, taking you back home. We are telling you that come and enjoy yourself. The rice and also the yam and the normal food you've been eating it for a very long time. Come, change your taste. Come and eat something that you've not eaten in a very long time. So Back to Your Village Food Festival is happening this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. We have a place for the kids as well. So do not think twice asking yourself, oh, so this event that I'm going for, where am I taking the kids to? No, we have a kids corner as well for you for this event. So make it a point to be part of this event and come with a fat wallet, come with empty stomach, come with bowls as well, and eat some there, take some home, keep it in the fridge and be eating it small so that you'll be keeping the memories as and when you go about your day-to-day activities. So the sponsors for this event, EcoBank, want to say a very big thank you to you for sponsoring this event. Didishito, Gino, Manchi, and Everpark. But of course, it's been written the interested vendors of indigenous foods are invited to register. We have over 100 vendors. So I understand from the programs department. And you can call the number 0205 973 973. So this is, of course, championed by Channel 1 TV with support from City 97.3 FM or powered by City 97.3 FM. Come and have fun and enjoy yourself. It's the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026.
And after that, the next week, I think, will be the Easter Orphan Project. Yeah, so the next week, we'll be having the Easter Orphan Project, which we've been asking you to be part of. And it's all about helping feed, maintain, support orphanages out there, some selected orphanages out there. And how can you help us feed, maintain, and support these orphanages? All you need to do is send in items, food items. It could be clothing, it could be toys, it could be canned food, it could be water too, as long as you know it's going to benefit these orphanages. Even if it's old clothes too, please send it in. And you can do that by coming to Channel 1 TV right here at Tesano or City 97.3 at Adabraka. Or if you don't have any of these material things, or you're telling yourself, I probably don't have time to go out and buy anything, but I want to send in money for us to do that for you, you can send it via MTN Momo. That is 0550 900-006, 0550-900-006. And I'd like to remind you that during Easter, a lot of us actually celebrate with family, friends, and so on, and have a jolly good day. But there are people out there who do not have anybody to check up on them, who do not have anybody to celebrate with, who do not have anybody to call them and say, hey, happy Easter, or let us chill together, or let us have a good day together. So this is the only way you can contribute to these people. If you've been thinking of doing something good to society or giving back to society, this is one of the projects that you can actually jump on. We hope to see you soon at Tesano, Channel 1 TV, or Adabraka City 97.3 FM with your contributions. Thank you.
Of course. So make sure that you are making your contributions with the Momo. Send in your funds. Then, of course, on the 6th of April, we can support the children at the various orphanages. And as we are talking about all these things, we also want to remind you that if you go out there to purchase rice, know that there is a campaign we are championing here at Channel 1 TV. That has to do with the Made in Ghana Rice campaign. And this campaign actually is to help farmers who are in the rice industry to have a lot to do by way of having funds with them, money, so that they can go about their business. Also for us to end food glut, which we are just praying that wouldn't happen again, and also to create employment. So it's eat fresh, eat Ghana, build the future, eat fresh from our farms to your plate, please. If you've tried local rice before, you know that there is so much, there's a big difference between what we are consuming locally and maybe what has been imported. So you want to try the local rice. So Eat Ghana, Build Ghana. And this is in partnership with the Agri Impact Limited, MasterCard Foundation, and a 24-hour economy. So make sure that you are supporting this campaign. Let your meal make a difference. Choose Ghana first. So support us here as we push this campaign at Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. I still want us to talk about the Tekura designs, which is here on the set. What you can see on the set right now is from Tekura. And as we are gradually coming to the end of Heritage Month, we would still entreat you that you would visit their showroom. You would visit their showroom, which is located at Adenta, and get yourself this very beautiful furniture or the set designs or set pieces that you can use to decorate your house or your room. You can decorate your office, your space that you want to decorate in your home, and other places that you are thinking of making it very beautiful. So make sure that you are supporting this particular agenda, let me put it that way. So visit Tekura on social media platforms, choose what you want, and definitely you'd be able to get it. There's what you've been seeing on the screen is also featured in the 2022 movie. That was the Black Panther, which is a very interesting one. So make sure that you are getting yourself these rich or culture set pieces from Tekura. And voila, we are here to make your spaces very beautiful, just as we've been celebrating the Heritage Month here at Channel 1 TV and also City 97.3 FM and nationwide. Yes.
All right.
Chris?
So let's get into the trends.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, so if you're wondering what the trend's about, maybe you're joining us for the first time and wondering what are they talking about. We are talking about all the topics that have people buzzing on social media. So anything that you definitely see and want to jump into, you want to jump into that conversation, you want to jump into those threads on social media, this is it. All right, so we are looking at social media platforms like X, Snapchat, Instagram, and say TikTok, and also
Facebook.
Facebook, that's the most popular one.
Snap,
Meta,
X,
Anyway, so let's get straight into it. I think this trend actually started from 3 days ago or 2 days ago. Students paint murals in Ashanti Street Art Festival. So there's an Ashanti Street Art Festival, which is all over on social media, and I'm sure if you just type that on X or even Meta, that's Facebook, you will be seeing some pictures of wonderful murals around Ashanti regions painted by students. I saw one painted by SHS girl, and it was so beautiful. I think they even did a spotlight on her.
Wow.
So the Ashanti Street Art Festival was launched by the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, as part of the Ashanti Fest 2026, bringing together about 30 senior high school girls like Efwa Kobi School and Kumasi Wesley girls to beautify the Asokwa interchange for free. Students create portraits of local figures, handprints and symbols of unity, drawing crowds and cheers on day 2 as buses arrive with more teams. Praised online for showcasing their skills and nation building without cost, the event highlights Kumasi's cultural pride and contrast with past paid projects elsewhere.
so this like it's free, and we I like some of the painters, like you also said.
Yeah,
it's really,
and for the fact that they're done
with
I mean they are done by secondary school students. That just shows that there's a lot of prospect when it comes to the art industry, especially not just the art industry, but such arts like this, like the mural, people who do the murals, the graffitis. So this actually shows us that look, there's prospects. This is actually a real job. There's a Ghanaian artist that recently, I forgot his name, but he's one of the best when it comes to graffiti and murals in the country. He actually featured in Lagos.
Interesting.
Lagos, that was for the Dirty December. He actually made the murals for them.
Wow.
Yeah, in Victoria Island. So his work featured there. So I think there's actually big prospect when you see your child trying to paint your walls in your house. You can encourage them.
The future is bright.
Yeah, maybe they should not paint your wall, but try to buy them.
Oh, but then again, if they want to paint my wall and make it very nice.
No, I mean like as toddlers. Parents don't like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but when you see your child doing that, I think you should just buy them
The board.
The board.
Yeah, so that he can do it well. Anyway, we have comments on this. Let's bring you the comment quickly. This says that I'm so happy seeing this. You have no idea how this will make those visual art students become confident. The program has always been slept on, and it's true. It's true. When you go to most senior high schools, you say you're a visual art student, and people are saying a lot of things. But I like the fact that they've been able to push this and it's showcasing their talents. And we know that if we are passing by the Asokwa interchange, I can point that I did this. That's good. Let's bring you more comments on this. This one says that moving forward, this contract should be, hey, Ghana. Moving forward, this contract should be given to schools.
The schools.
Anyway, this should be part of the WASI project. Yeah, I really accept that. WASI project work, and they should be awarded some marks. Impressive and very beautiful artworks. This should not go unnoticed. Yeah, it should really,
but you see, with the other topic, yeah, you can also actually give the contract to schools if they show, you know, great prospects. Why not?
Yeah.
So these monies can actually be used
to
you know,
well.
used to take care of their schools.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not every day we come here. Every day people are begging for funds. We need a new toilet. We need a new this.
Yeah.
If we can give you our services, if we can paint the town for you. Why not? We'll paint the town,
and the contract
then you
goes
give
to
us a new canteen.
Yeah.
We'll paint the
It's true.
town, you bring all the computers that we need.
I accept it.
Yeah.
And I agree. This one, someone say I concur. So more messages to this. That as SHS students continue to make us proud at meets development at Asokwa Interchange. Kudos to the Ashanti Regional Minister for this brilliant initiative. And of course, kudos to him as well, because I saw him using his Facebook account to really push this. And he was actually granting live interviews and doing all that. So if this can also be done, same can be done in Accra, please. The Pokwase Interchange needs this.
Oh, no. I think in Accra we have a lot of artists.
No, but they are giving it to senior high schools.
Well, that's
so let's make it sort of like a contest. Let's move it out of the Ashanti region, and we can do like a national competition or contest sort of. The Pokwase interchange needs this, and we have other interchanges and other flyovers and other whatever. These things must really feature them. Yeah,
we have like the different roads that need to be beautified.
Yeah, beautified.
At the end of the day,
because when I use the Obechebi Lamte interchange, it's very beautiful, very 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 beautiful. I've not seen that yet at that is the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. I haven't seen that yet there, but that can be done. And there are other interchanges that we can really do this and also create our own sort of style for it. So if it's been done in the Ashanti region, led by the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakuhine, who is he's very youthful. He's tried to really push down that, okay, we can get these young ones to really put their talent out there like that. It should actually be replicated or be done in other areas. So this is a challenge I'm asking Linda Oklu, please, if you can also tell the Ashanti Regional Minister that, okay, fine, we've seen this in your area, and we actually want to take such a thing and also do in the Greater Accra region. We have a number of interchanges. When you go to Malam interchange, recently we've been complaining about it, so there's also another one that you can do at Malam interchange. So see the interchanges that you have in the Greater Accra region, that really you can do these things there and get the senior high schools. We have a lot of them. We have Dogono, we have St. John's Grammar, we have Accra, we have Laboni, a lot. St. Thomas Aquinas. Presec can even go and do the one at Atomic.
Right.
Yes.
Right,
so
right.
we can then St. John's Grammar can go and do the one at Pokwase Interchange. So there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
That
So we
can
actually
be
have
done.
a message that just came in.
Oh, really?
The person says Kata. His name is Mo Awudu. So Mo Awudu is the Ghanaian contemporary artist that actually has gone around the world showcasing the same sort of art murals and graffiti. So I think there's, you know, if your kid shows interest in this, why not
push the kid? Let the kid do it. I'm saying that we've moved away from this traditional things that we used to say that, okay, fine, so finish school, become a lawyer, become a doctor, I'm not saying that it's not right, but if your child shows a sign,
we're not saying it's not right, but it's not everybody's calling.
Exactly. Like you said, this Mo Awudu guy, maybe the amount of money Mo Awudu is making, a doctor or a lawyer somewhere is not even making 1/10 or 1/100th of that particular money. So push your kids. If your kid shows a sign to be in music, push that kid. If you're like, that's the creative art. And that is what is making us have money now. So you see somebody who is filming wedding every weekend. He's filming weddings, then you come and edit it, then you post. He's making money, and that's it. So we wouldn't want to really go into it. If I want to talk much, I'll talk much about this. But the second trend is very important to me.
Yeah.
You know kokonte. When last did you eat some? Face the wall.
Oh, I eat kokonte every time.
Oh, really? Yeah. You don't look it?
Well, I don't look
You don't look kokonte.
Oh, then you're not in this house. Everyone in this house knows like kokonte is my favorite.
Wow.
When it comes to the swallows.
Oh, interesting.
I don't miss it.
Interesting. Then
I literally have to beg, please make kokonte for me. Wrap it plenty, sent to the house.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow. Then you've hidden a lot.
If you're coming
me.
to make swallow in my house, don't come and make the same old banquet.
You've really hidden a lot from me.
Oh.
You've hidden a lot from me.
Oh.
Charlie, they say kokonte, if you eat it twice a week, it has its own benefits too. So if you're in your office and you're thinking of what to get for lunch, just go to the woman down there, get a very hygienic place that kokonte is being prepared, and do yourself some nice kokonte lunch. So Dr. Mrs. Alberta Bonds Simpson, or senior lecturer in the Department of Hospitality and Tourism at the University of Cape Coast, has urged Ghanaians battling with gastric disorder to consider consuming the locally prepared meal, kokonte, to support the healing process. She recommended that patients eat kokonte with soup or stew at least twice a week. At least twice a week. If you've not eaten kokonte in a very long time, come back to your village food festival. You can eat it on 28th and 29th. 28th, you can eat it with palm nut soup. 29th, you can eat it with granite soup. Granite soup. So come back to your village food festival and enjoy yourself. Eat kokonte. Very important. Eat kokonte. So she recommended that patients eat kokonte with soup or stews at least twice a week, and I'm really echoing that particular one. The dark brown dish, similar in appearance to the pounded cassava meal fufu, is commonly paired with gano soup, palm nut soup, light soup, or sometimes stew. We know people eat with pepper. Yeah, kokonte with pepper. Kokonte with pepper. Maybe you should ask one of these caterers and see. Anyway, we have a video of her telling us this. Let's bring you that video.
Kokonte is also very high in iodine. That's why I love to eat it. So if you have any gastric problem that has to do with sore in your digestive system, then kokonte is your thing. Kokonte is your thing. When we were younger, if you would remember, they put iodine on our sauce.
Yes.
So this is basically eating iodine into your system. Eat it consistently, 2 times a week, at least 2 times a week. And you wouldn't have to go to the doctor for ulcers and minor ulcers and tummy aches.
That's so amazing.
Yes. That's why I love it.
So it also means that if you wound, you're likely to heal.
I do not know how
it works.
It gets out of the intestinal tract to the skin, but inside so far as it's in there, it will heal. Yes.
So she said that at least twice a week. So you can eat it 7 times a week. Charlie, so that kokonte a day keeps gastric disorder away. Yeah. Kokonte a day keeps gastric disorder away. You can cut this pattern and post it. It's very important. So kokonte a day, like they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yeah, so kokonte a day keeps gastric disorder away. But anyway, that's interesting, and I like the fact that as our local food, and we are actually promoting it here. And I like the fact that she's also made mention of it, because when we were growing up, our parents used to tell us that, oh, kokonte will heal the sore in your stomach, and that. I used to hear that a lot. I used to really hear that a lot. For you to have somebody who has really studied it for a very long time to actually confirm this, then it means that it's something that is very good for us. I know people who would go to the restaurant and say, hey, I don't want to do local. No, this is a time for you to do kokonte so that you can stay very, very healthy. Anyway, let's bring you comment on this, what the public is saying about
Ghanaian
this.
food finally gets good PR.
Yeah,
This by
PR.
Pettis World.
Yeah.
And this is a reported claim by a lecturer, not a medical established fact. The article confirms she said it. But that is different from strong clinical evidence proving kokonte heals ulcers and reduces ulcer risks in people.
Hey, my people.
Okay. Then some East Legon restaurants will start kokonte with granite soup, 300 Ghana cedis. Why are you giving us bullets? This is so true. If you want to lose belly fat but can't do without the typical Ghanaian superfood, that's fufu or banku, replace them with kokonte with oil-free okra soup and thank me later. Well, in my case, it's the opposite. Maybe I should try it with oilless okra as suggested. Any kokonte joint around,
I know one.
Price skyrocketing. Kokonte is getting the respect it deserves. Yes, I am with this comment.
Kokonte got credibility.
Yeah,
in a way.
great swallow for diabetic patients.
Oh, really?
Too. Yeah, because it has very low glycemic index, which leads to smaller postprandial glucose rise and better insulin
we have Dr. Spa on X. Yeah. Wow. Abetie, that's how we call it in Chi. In Ghana, they call it Gigi.
Gigi.
Yeah, Gigi.
Gigi.
Yeah, that's Abetie. They come get price bidato. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's
the fermentation process which cassava goes through. Food, which usually undergoes fermentation, gives you a healthier gut. And that's the same thing one of the dietitians actually said when she visited here, that because kenke actually goes through a fermentation process, is good for your guts too.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So foods, yeah, so I think I understand where that comment is coming from.
Wow. That's interesting. So that is it. I bet, yeah. I don't know how it's mentioned in Ewe. How is it mentioned in Ewe?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Please, if you know, just let's.
I just eat it. I don't know.
No, but sometimes you know. Sometimes if you are going to buy food, you should. If you want more, I'm giving you this trick. You should try and get the person selling, get to know something about the person selling's language. Yeah. So I'm going to buy wache. You understand? And you say something in
no. I understand you. I actually understand you. But then when I used to eat it as a kid, I didn't really care about
but you
the
should
language.
know the name.
You understand?
You should know the name. You should know. I'm sure somebody is watching. The person will definitely send us there.
The name in
for kokonte, or probably also send it to us in any other language. Okay. So away from kokonte, there is this rather troubling story. A very troubling one that we would have to talk about here on the show, or probably it has to be a conversation that we must have nationally. It has to do with our health system in this country, and if we do not check it, it's going to be a bigger problem in the near future, because the population keeps increasing and we wouldn't have the numbers reducing anytime soon. It has to do with a video that went viral over the weekend from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And this video, you see a number of people on the floor in search or trying to seek health care. So this particular one that you are seeing on the screen right now, we understand is from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And at the emergency department, at the emergency department, when this video went viral, the CEO of Kolebu actually said that no, this is an AI generated video. on Saturday, the Health Minister, Kwabena Mintah Kando, visited the facility. And that is where I'm sure the CEO also had a conversation with him and mentioned that this is an AI-generated video. But not long, we had a group from the hospital, that is a Kolebu emergency residence. And this one that they brought out a statement, but you can find that story actually on citynewsroom.com. So it says that emergency medicine residents at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital have rejected claims by hospital management disputing the state of emergency care at the facility, insisting that recent footage showing patients being treated on the floor accurately reflects conditions on the ground. So if you visit the facility, the emergency medicine residents at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, they are saying that the video that actually came out is a true reflection of what is happening at the facility. We know that the president of the day, John Dramani Mahama, has said that do not reject or ask any patient to go home, following the demise of Charles Emisa, when this particular issue of the no-bed syndrome came up. So the hospital CEO, that is Kolebu, Dr. Yakubu Seidu Adam, had dismissed the viral video showing patients lying on the floor, claiming it did not reflect the reality of the emergency ward amid ongoing concerns over so-called no-bed syndrome. However, in a press statement issued on March 23, the resident said the footage circulating in the public domain is authentic. So if you are having the workers there telling you that what you are seeing there is not AI generated, then for me, I'll take their word for it. The statement further indicated that. So in the statement, the video footage is authentic. When the surge in patients exhausted or available beds, chairs were provided. When those chairs were also exhausted, patients had no option but to receive care on the floor, the statement mentioned. They described the attempt to label the footage as fabricated or misleading as a factually inaccurate and an affront to both patients and staff. The residents also challenge assertions that simply procuring additional beds will resolve the crisis, arguing that the problem extends far beyond numbers. Beds without functional oxygen points, airway equipment, monitoring tool, adequate floor space, and sufficient nursing and physician staffing ratios do not improve care, they said. According to the group, such measures could even exacerbate congestion in an already overwhelmed emergency unit. The doctors further highlighted that the situation at Kolebu reflects systematic challenges within Ghana's healthcare system rather than an isolated institutional problem. Yes, so this is what the statement is saying from the emergency medicine residents at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And I still want to ask ourselves that for how long are we going to be talking about these things? We know that the president has said that, well, do not reject any patient that comes to the facility or any other health facility. Make sure that these patients are given the best of health care. But yesterday on CNN, I also saw another troubling story coming from Tamale, where we understand that some staff within hospital at Tamale have also not been paid for 5 months. We will bring you that report shortly on that, but let's bring you comment on the Kolebu Teaching Hospital issue and what the general public are saying. This one says that, hey, which country cry is this? This one says that whether AI generated or not, the conditions in public hospitals are a documented reality. This response should come with an independent investigation, not a media check. I thought Kolebu Teaching Hospital had acquired 200 extra hospital beds a few years ago. It's it that those beds never made it to the hospital, or even with those 200 extra beds, they are still not enough for all the current emergency care patients. Yes, the emergency medicine residents made mention that, well, providing the beds is okay, but there are other things that need to be done. Other things that are supposed to be put in place. We can get the beds, we can get all that. I think the long and short of the issue is the facility is overwhelmed. We have too many people going there, and if something can be done about the situation immediately, it should be done, because it's like we're depending on a public facility. And it's true, it's not everybody that can really go to the private facilities. I'm sure that people who can actually pay would want to go to the private facilities and wouldn't want to be going through this particular challenge. But let's bring you that report from the northern region. And let's give you a better picture of how our health sector is. Mind you, this particular Kolebu issue that we are talking about, what the emergency medicine residents said, that it's not just Kolebu, it's sort of like an institutional issue. I don't know whether our healthcare system needs a total overhaul. I don't know whether
they even asked for that, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned that though the health minister came there, didn't witness what happened, is because he came there at a time when it wasn't like the peak period, and wouldn't really see what is happening there. We were here when we also spoke about the Volta Regional Hospital in Hohoi. And that particular hospital is also in a very
dilapidated
deplorable
structure.
state. Yes.
And it was built how many years? Like,
you understand? And, well, let's bring you this report. See the report for yourself. After, we would have further conversation around this. And if the authorities are listening, so be it. Maybe you can pick it up and at least get our healthcare system to be a better one in this country. Please watch this video.
A visit by the Channel 1 news team found overflowing bins and a strong stench coming from washrooms in the children's ward, male ward, and maternity ward, among other areas of the facility. Some patients and their relatives described the condition as uncomfortable, saying it is affecting their experience while seeking care.
Banchum mami natural 5 months and back 5 million.
Speaking to Channel 1 News, the secretary of the orderlies, Adam Suleiman Ababa, said the group would continue the strike until their outstanding arrears are paid.
We have a problem with our salary, and we work for almost about 5 months a day, no salary. And due to that, that's why we went for strike. And we even went to our management during the Ramadan fasting. We went to them and explained our problem to them that this Ramadan is not a lot of money. That is why we also told him that if that be the case, if he didn't get money to pay us, we are not going to work until we get our money.
One of the workers, Yakubu Sachibu, also expressed frustration, calling for changes in management to improve the running of the hospital.
So problem magna don't put na the management mama bu kwangla to mama tumbo bu washing bazaha kata management na because kala share ka you have 5,500,000 Ghana cedis ka you have so the way na kamane to mama ngula bu kwangla matuma problem ma bande no wash ba kata new management.
Meanwhile, in a telephone interview, the medical director of the hospital, Dr. Richard Anthony, said management is working to resolve the situation.
The delay is inability to have the funds to pay them. We have been engaging them, and even the last time we met was Monday. And we have assured them once we have the money, we will pay them. So that is the bottom line of the whole
sure you are concerned, like the same way I am now, seeing what you are saying on screens. Tamale Central Hospital in this state. Maybe the producers want to put the video more on screen so that we see what it is.
If possible, really, even the last last frame we just saw, it's an eyesore.
And these orderlies that we are talking about, they are typically hospital attendants who perform non-medical routine tasks such as transporting patients, cleaning equipment, and assisting nursing staff. And what we understand is they are paid an amount of 500 Ghana cedis. I really don't know what has held the authorities to not to pay them or what really the issue is. But what we are talking about here is that if you are going to a facility and just by the bed, just look at this bed that you can see on the screen, and the refuse dump or the dustbin is full to this level. Mind you, there are 3 types of waste: the liquid waste, the solid waste, and the hazardous waste. And these hazardous waste, we can find them in the various hospitals because somebody came. We use a syringe the person took an injection. The person leaves. That particular thing that they use on the person is still at the facility. Or they did some sort of an operation. They need to dispose of certain things.
Yeah, the procedures.
The procedures. And will leave our facility. And what even troubles me a lot is the washroom of this facility. And it's not only this facility, there are other facilities like this that we are seeing in this country. Me, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying what we have to say here as journalists, and we have to call on the authorities to do the needful. We are joined by our Northern Regional Correspondent, that is our Northern Belt Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf, who filed this report. Let's speak to her extensively on this particular issue. Shawana, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Philip and Chris.
Hi.
Good morning. First, I want to find out from you. You said they've been off work for 5 months, or they've not been paid for 5 months. Which is which?
Okay, so thank you very much. They've not been paid for 5 months, but they've been off work for the past 5 days.
So just 5 days, and it has accumulated this, and the hospital is in this bad shape?
It's already a mess.
And wait, and with all this, how does the hospital administration take this?
Okay, so thank you. Yesterday, I tried to speak to the medical support for the hospital, Dr. Anthony. Unfortunately, he was not in the facility at the time I visited, so I was able to have a telephone interview with him. And what he tells us is that it is not even they are not the only group of people who have not had their salaries and they are already agitating. He says there are other groups that have not also been paid, but the months vary. Others are owed 2 months, others are owed 3 months. But when I spoke to these orderlies, they told us that they are owed 5 months. If you will recall, somewhere in November last year, I filed the same story about these orderlies on a sit-down strike and also refusing to do their work. It brought the same issues of sanitation in the facility, with a lot of patients and patients' relatives calling for them to return. By then, they were owing them just 3 months' salary when they had to hold that sit-down strike. That was in November. The Northern Regional Minister intervened. He came around to speak to these striking workers, and they listened, and then they had to call off the strike and return to work. But the pledge was that by the end of the month, November, they were going to be paid. November came to pass, salaries didn't come. December came, no salaries, and January, February also came to pass, and that's what they say makes up for the 5 months of unpaid salaries. According to them, before they even moved to the Ramadan period, they had appealed to management to ensure that they clear these arrears because they have families to take care of. And if you are a Muslim, you understand that within the fasting period, it is actually costly because you need to spend a lot on fruits, you spend a lot on some of the things you need for fasting. And possibly if you have family, you have to take care of them and your in-laws as well. But these group had to go to appeal to the authorities to ensure they pay them. Unfortunately, that did not materialize. They still held their horses, they kept calm, and they were still working. They still appealed and appealed and appealed before the notice 30 days of fasting had come to pass. The last week of the fast, which was just last week, was when they met management again and said, if you don't pay us this time, we have no option than to leave the work. We have to stop working because we've not been able to take care of our families well during the Ramadan. And now it is Eid. You know how we celebrate Eid as Muslims. Special occasion, you treat your family to a sumptuous meal and some kind of dining in your home, and you can invite family around. But members of these group tell us that they were unable to provide those kind of treatment to their families because of the 5 months unpaid salaries by their management. Hence, they decided to stop work and sit down and watch things unfold. And this is what we see. With a filled-up bin you see that is very close to a bed, that was the children's ward. And I couldn't shoot anyone because of legal issues. I had to just leave all the patients aside and shoot. But that bed you saw next to the bin, a child was kept on that bed right in front of me, and they were looking for her line to pass some infusion. It took them for over 5 minutes on that bed. As at the time I stayed in there, I was prevented from shooting, and I understand I wasn't supposed to shoot because of the patients there. But I had to let them leave, and then I shot what you see on the screens. Been in the ward, fully occupied and overflowing. And if you go to the washroom, it's an eyesore. There's nothing to write home about. You need a nose mask to be able to go in there. The stench alone will get you running out of the place. And it is so unhygienic, but this is what patients and their relatives are left to battle with. A visit to one of the wards, which I found empty. I don't want to mention because I got an information from there. I found very empty without any patients. I asked the nurse on duty what was happening. Is it that patients were not coming through because of the condition, or what's happening? What she told me was that they are not admitting new entrants. So if you come and your case is something that is delicate and requires admission, they won't admit you from the OPD level. This is because if they do, the condition in there is not even safe for the health workers, talk less of patients who are coming to seek medical attention. So as it stands, and from what I picked up yesterday, they are turning away patients who come and their condition is as severe as requiring admission at the facility. So this is the situation at the Tamale Central Hospital, also known as the Northern Regional Hospital. Remember, this is different from the Tamale Teaching Hospital. So after the Tamale Teaching Hospital, this is the next biggest facility in the Northern region.
Right, but as you said all this and you've been there, do you think they have enough workers? I am asking because if they have enough workers, some of these workers can actually help in at least tidying up the place. So as you look at it, do you think they have enough health workers?
Okay, thank you so much. Praise, if you ask me, I think what we are saying is because everybody has got their work and what they are supposed to be doing. The work of the orderlies is to ensure that the facility is kept clean. So when it comes to the sweeping of the place, the scrubbing of the washrooms, the washing of the bed sheets they use to cover the beds when people come on admission, is the responsibility of the orderlies. Even the cleaning of the theater, when operations are ongoing, I hear whenever operations are ongoing, the orderlies are also supposed to be around to ensure that they clean after them whilst they carry out these activities. So the nurse's job is not to come and make sure that the place is clean. His or her job is to ensure that they come to provide medical care. And I think that is why this is left. Everybody has their work, but it looks like everybody wants to stay in their lane and do what they are expected to do. So the question is, if they step in for these orderlies, how long would they keep doing this? What they should be doing is to ensure that management comes out and ensure that the right thing is done by clearing these salary arrears. Then we can have these workers back. What I got from the medical soup when I spoke to him was that they have one permanent worker who is an orderly. I think these people are mostly on contract and their job is on renewal basis. So that one person is not on strike, but he is overwhelmed because the facility is so huge that he is not able to cater for this.
Yeah.
And what I picked this morning, I'm just on my way to the facility, is that even the medical soup himself this morning is using his own pickup to clear the refuse we are seeing in short.
Wow.
After our story went viral yesterday.
Shawana,
so that's what we picked this morning.
Okay, so Shawana, hold on for us. Let's speak to the Secretary of the Tamale Central Hospital, Orleans. That is Adam Suleimana Baba, and he's joining us. Adams, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
First of all, I want to find out from you. You are paid how much? 500 Ghana cedis a month?
Hello, it's 584 Ghana cedis that we're paying for a month.
Okay. And for how long have you had conversations with the management of the facility? And I also want to find out from you, are you paid from the internally generated fund of the facility, or your money comes from the government directly? Let me put it that way. And have you had conversations with the management of the facility before you decided to lay down your tools?
Thank you very much for your questions. And I would also like to send my greetings to those who are listening to us this morning. Initially, we receive our salary through the internal generator fund from the hospital. And due to circumstances, one of our medical staff who left for about 4 or 5 years ago have decided that they can use the internal generator fund to pay for us, to pay the cash was at the hospital. For that matter, they will be waiting when the insurance pays. They will use that money to pay the cash was in the hospital. So that is where we get our salary. But for the conversation with the management, it is uncountable. We have sat with them for so many times. For a number of this that we have sat with them, with the deliberate with the medical administrator and an accountant, and then matron. We sat with them for several. And then when we said the conversation was, they should try as much as possible to see a way forward. Instead of using the health insurance money to be paying for us, it makes them to delay our payment. So due to that, we have to every year we have the arrears. They don't pay us in time. So they should try as much as possible to get something so that they will support them, so that they will be paying us. So when we sit with them, they will say that they will see it. So one day, the medical staff has invited us to tell us that since we said that they should try and get something so that they will be paying us in time, the generator fund that the money that they are generating from the hospital cannot be settle our business, our payment. For that matter, he suggests that they are going to group us. They are just going to group us so that when they get money from the internal generator fund, they will pay the first batch, second batch. They group into 3 groups. This is what he suggested.
Okay, so Adams, let me ask you, because of time, let me ask you last 2 questions so that we touch with that. Okay. So you've been put in groups. How many are you in total? And 2, will you want to rescind your decision as the authority or the management works around to get your money, or you are still saying that you are on strike, and if you do not get your money, you are not returning to job? Which is which?
Since we have sat with them for so many times, they promised us and pay. And even the last time when we had a strike, I think Mr. himself came and promised us that that will never happen. We went back to the work, and it is still the same. So we are afraid that when we say that when we sit with them, we will go back to work, and the problem will be still the same.
So what is your decision? You will not go back until the money is given to you, or?
So we also want to have a promise from the management that when we go back, they will get us our money, our arrears.
How many are you in total?
Now we are all the casuals are 115.
150.
15.
116. Okay. Adam, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
So you heard there the secretary for the Tamale Central Hospital, or at least Adam Suleimana, speaking to us there, and he has said it. They've had a lot of conversations with the management of the facility, and they are scared, because if you should come and give me an assurance and it's not backed by action, certainly I'll take action by embarking on a strike. My issue is I wouldn't want to go to a hospital that I know I'm sick. I'm going to a hospital that I want to be healed, and I'll come home with another sickness.
Yes, and that is what it looks like. And another thing I would like to add is from what Shawana said after speaking to the superintendent or the head or whoever she spoke to on the phone, I don't think it's fair for anyone to say that, but they are just owed only this or only that. Do you understand that?
That's their source of livelihood.
Other people have been owed more or are owed more. You don't say that, because they might actually be the least paid in the hospital. Do you understand? And apart from that, some of these people have dedicated their lives doing this job to feed their family, to feed themselves, to take care of everything that they have to take care of. So I feel like as a head, you need to be a bit empathetic instead of being all macho or trying to trickle down how you feel on these people. Because at the end of the day, even though you think that they are just owed this certain amount, or they are just owed for a certain amount of months only, like those words, using only, all these words, I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's right, because this is their source of livelihood. You don't do that. Even if they own, even if they are owed 2 cedis, it's their money at the end of the day.
Thank you, Chris. And let's move on with another thing on the show, as the on-air series that we've been talking about here as part of the Heritage Month on-air series. And today we're talking about soups, stews, and sauces. So, Firma, that's Apioko rather. Apioko is sitting with the same woman who said that kokonte at least twice a week is good for you. Let's enjoy this one from the on-air series Heritage Month.
Ago.
Well, hello there. You are very welcome to the Heritage On Air series right here on Channel 1 TV and City FM. My name is Apioko Seiram Ashong Abe. Call me Apioko and I promise I will respond. Now, on this series, in this Heritage Month of March, we're exploring our people, our heroes and our heroines, our places, the places that make Ghana what it is, our food and our music. And I have the singular honor of taking you on the journey of Ghanaian culinary heritage. Now, we are very proudly sponsored by GTP. And today, we're talking about our soups, our stews, and our sauces. And I have some groundnut soup here. We'll talk more about it when we return from this short breather, and I will introduce my guest.
Do you want a healthy smile?
Good morning, Raquel. Fresh brewed coffee for you.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Maya.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But coffee, tea, red wine, those things cause so much stain on our teeth. But I like to tell my patients that cosmetic whitening is a great, safe, effective way to brighten your teeth, like 4 to 6 shades lighter. So it's important to come in to get an assessment on your teeth to make sure you're a good candidate for whitening, because we want to make sure you have a good foundation.
Yes, I definitely agree. Like you said, and it could be done right here at Bethel Dental.
I also like to make sure patients realize you need to get your whitening done by a licensed dentist or a dental hygienist. So that way you can make sure you're getting the correct product, it's safe, you don't get any burning on your gums, you don't get any sensitivity with your teeth. So those things are super important when you're looking for a place to whiten.
Yes, so why wait? Schedule your appointment today.
Healthy smile.
You're welcome back to the Heritage On Air series right here on 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko. We're talking about Ghanaian food, Ghanaian culinary heritage. And my guest today is no other than the indefatigable Dr. Mrs. Alberta Bonzi Simpson. She's a senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, specifically at the Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management. Now we're talking about Ghana's soups, stews, and sauces. And I bet you that she's going to demystify a lot of things that you thought you knew and things that you probably thought you didn't know, but you actually knew. Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Good to come
you
back
look lovely.
again. Thank you, and yourself.
Thank you. I love what you're wearing.
Thank you. I'm
It's
going with
gorgeous.
your earrings.
You and your beautiful earrings.
I'm going back with yours.
Did you make these ones yourself?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Please, next time you're coming from Cape Coast, please bring me a pair.
No problem at all.
Ghana soups, stews, and sauces. Now we have some here. Some of the very popular ones that have even crossed borders now. We have groundnut soup. We have some ayoyo soup, which we use for our tuzafi. We also have some palm nut soup and then some light soup. But this is not all. We have many others. So let's start from what we have here. Maybe start from groundnut, because that's my favorite soup.
Oh, okay.
It is.
And you must also know that the groundnuts are not native to West Africa.
Yeah, so
I went to Malaysia and I ordered a certain noodle dish. And I bet you it came with groundnut soup. The only difference between that soup and what we make is that it had whole roasted groundnuts in it
there.
And some oysters. But aside that, it just tasted groundnut soup. So
and I think the Asians do a lot with their nuts. So you have the satay, they call it satay chicken, the satay spice, and it's literally like a thicker version of our groundnut soup that they slather on the meats, and so it's very interesting.
Yes.
But somehow it's become a part of us.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Maybe the different groups where you can find it.
Okay.
Let's delve into groundnut soup.
So groundnut soup
Do you want
is
some? Because as you know,
it's classified as a puree soup.
Puree soup.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is the groundnut paste that thickens it. Unfortunately, most of the time we buy a groundnut paste on the market and it's adulterated, either with flour or with milled roasted corn. So sometimes you prepare your groundnut soup and the soup is so white.
It's not groundnutty.
Yes, it has some flour in there mixed in it. It will thicken the soup because of the flour, but you won't get the whiteness, the color of the soup that you are looking for. And for you to also have groundnut soup that does not separate, you have to fry your groundnut soup. So you mix your groundnut soup with water, cold water, and then fry it until you get the oil coming up. And as you are frying it, you are also determining the color of your soup. So you don't have to brown it too much, just the right color. And when you get the oil on top, then it's time for you to pour hot water on it, mix it, and then pour it into your light soup to have your groundnut soup. Groundnut soup is eaten, I think, throughout Ghana. The only difference is the protein. When you come to the south, the Fantis cook groundnut soup with fried fish. And it is not just fried. Most of the time, the fish is coated with flour, fried, and then put in the soup. When you go towards the middle belt, you would find smoked fish because they come and buy the smoked fish from here and take it to the middle belt. And you may also find game, oche, and all of that in your groundnut soup. And when you go up north, you'll find beef, mutton, or chivon in your groundnut soup. And all of these different proteins will give different flavors. So you would have different granite soups and you'd have different types of tastes because of the mbase, the kind of meat and flavors that you used.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
But let's talk about the things that we eat with granite soup.
Sure.
One that would readily come to mind is omotuo.
Yeah.
The rice balls, as we say. Very soft rice, molded into balls. You know, like a almost like a paste, and then we get a nice swallow, as we say, out of it. But what are some of the other things?
Okay, so even going back to the mutuo, if I want to serve a mutuo, I would probably do abekatikuntu.
Okay, okay.
And with that, you don't use the roasted, blended
so
or
abekatikuntu, you've got palm nuts in there.
Yes.
There's the nkatia, that's a granite,
yes.
and then some
the
kuntumri.
Yes, but with the granuts that goes into abekatikuntu is the fresh granuts.
Okay.
You blend it fresh and then put it in the granite, and then you slice your kuntumri. You don't blend it, you don't chop it, you just slice it and put it in the soup. And that is the abekatikuntu. Then aside that, one of his face the wall, or Chris Brown, or Kukunte,
my favorite,
or what other names? Happy supply me.
Look, Kukunte has so many different. I don't even know where the names came from, but
you know, Ghanaians, we like to play with everything.
I tell you.
So basically, one of the most favorite accompaniment is kokunte. But you can eat granite soup with everything, even rice. I told you I had it with noodles, and it tasted really good.
Ironically, you know my favorite thing to have granite soup with? Banku.
Okay, you see?
And banku, and then in that case, I want in my granite soup, talking about the meat, I want the tolo beef. Yes. So
and then you can have whole okra just in it. Yes. And then you just mash it in with your hands. I can just taste it. Yeah.
Though it's beautiful. So granite soup is one that we can find throughout the country.
And because peanut generally is an accepted global taste, you have peanut butter sandwiches everywhere and all of that. I think foreigners accept our granite soup better.
Yeah, they do. Yes. They do. And then also for Ghanaians who live abroad, it's one of the easiest soups for them to make.
Readily available
ingredient. Because they can find peanut butter and add some spice, of course, to zhuzh it up a bit. But they're able to make it. Yeah, that's true. What about palm nut soup?
Okay.
Abenkwai.
So palm nut soup or abenkwai is typically a middle belt southern Ghana kind of soup. And of course, the difference also is in the proteins. A typical fancy palm nut soup is a United Nations
soup.
Yes, a United Nation soup. So you have fish in there. I will not make palm nut soup unless I have periwinkle.
Oh my goodness.
And that is what we know, apple, show. Yes, it has
suck.
Such interesting flavor. And that flavor, that flavor pairs so well with palm nut soup. So I must have crabs, and it is not the flat crabs that is normally used for stews. It is the red big ones.
So in Ghana we call the flat ones nga, and then the big ones ka.
So we use the ka. So it's the ka rather. It's the ka rather. So those big ones with the hairy legs, yes. So if you have those ones and periwinkle in your light soup, you can't go wrong. And then of course you would have some smoked fish in there. You would have some beef or chivon in there. I prefer chivon because it also has a very strong flavor. And then what many people don't realize is that when you put aubergines, the white aubergines in palm nut soup, it gives it a sweeter taste, and it will take away all the sourness of the tomatoes, or if the palm nut is not as fresh, the aubergines, white aubergines, will take that out too, and it also adds a lot of nutrition to your palm soup. Otherwise cooked, that same broth that you were using for your palm nut soup can be palm oil. So as you are cooking the palm nut soup, you may realize that you would have a lot of red oil on top of the soup, and I like to skim that red oil and use it for other stews like palm nuts or contemporary stew,
any of the
red oil stews. Yes.
Palm oil for red oil,
Exactly, and because the soup is very well seasoned, the oil is also very flavorful and tasteful.
Oh,
so,
that's
yeah.
a nice tip.
Yes.
So as you're making your palm nut soup, you can skim
it,
the oil.
Yes,
and
put
then
it in a
use
bottle, leave it in the fridge. I like to leave it in the fridge because as you are skimming, you inadvertently may add a little soup to it.
Okay.
So it's safer in the fridge. I keep it in the fridge, and when you are about to use it, you just take it out for about an hour, so it will melt down, and then you can use it for your stew. When you do that, you don't need to buy red oil from the market and worry about
whether color has been added
exactly.
or any kind of preservative or anything like that. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the less common ones. There's a one that we call gandama.
Gandama. Yes.
That's cassava leaf soup. And I'm referencing your cookbook, Serving Ghana.
So
right?
you can...
I'm referencing your cookbook.
Yeah,
Gandama.
so that's how it looks like. And that is basically some kind of okra soup. But instead of your ayoyo or ademe or boma leaves, you put cassava leaves.
Okay.
And cassava leaves are also very nutritional and readily available. It's not even sold.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yes, you can go anywhere and just pluck it, wash it, cut it into pieces, and then drop them into your okra soup. And then you have a beautiful nutritional soup.
So the preparation is similar to if you're using any of the other leaves?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, very easy. And then there's another one. Let me find.
Yes, baobab.
The baobab leaf soup.
Yes. So this is the dried baobab leaves. And then...
okay, so you make it into a powder.
Yes, it is ground into a powder, and then you can have it, you can buy it in this way. You prepare your soup, and then you mix the powder into the soup. It has a slight miscellaneous consistency, but I bet you up if you drink this soup, it's like paracetamol.
Wow.
You feel so sound in your body. It's amazing. It's medicinal. It's amazing. But unfortunately, we don't even, a lot of people don't know about it, so we don't drink it as much. And it tastes really nice.
Ethnic groups would typically do this soup?
Both the gandama and the baobab soups originate from the northern part of Ghana.
Right?
Yes, northern part of Ghana.
Yeah. Well, they do a lot of greens.
Yes.
So then let's come back to the ayoyo. That's typically what one would have with tuozafi.
Tuozafi, yes.
So let's talk about that as well, since we're in the north.
Yes. So the ayoyo soup actually is a simple soup that does not have any meat in it.
Okay.
So you prepare the soup separately, and then you prepare red oil stew with the typical tomato, onions, and chili peppers with all the meat. And most of the time it is the offals, the stomach, the gizzards, the liver, the intestines, all the offals. You prepare the soup, and then you prepare the soup. So when you take your tuozafi, you dish part of your stew onto the tuozafi, and then you scoop your soup and put it on top of the stew. And that is how the Northerners eat tuozafi. Yes.
So, and I mean, there are many other soups. We have bunubunu.
Yes.
We have the rere nkwan, which
rere.
is similar. I
Yes.
like rere because
Yes.
it's very similar
Yes,
in taste and
those
texture
who
to groundnuts.
are allergic to groundnuts can switch to rere soup, and they would have the same taste and nutritions.
So many of them. I mean, we have okra soup.
Okra soup.
There's the almighty light soup.
Yes.
So many different ones. But I want us to just, take a little bit of a break. And then when we come back, let's look at our stews and also our sauces, because a lot of people don't realize that we actually have sauces.
Yes.
So when I think about sauce, you're thinking about the Chinese chicken sauce and beef sauce. But we have sauces. And I'll let you handle that when we come. This is a Heritage On Air series 2026. We're talking about the soups, stews, and sauces that define Ghana's culinary heritage. I'm here with Dr. and Mrs. Alberta Bonzi Simpson. We're going for a break. We'll be right back.
Ago.
Hey, Dr. Ramsey. Hey, how's it going? It's good. So when the patients come in, I usually say, we only do regular cleanings if your mouth is healthy, which means you don't have a lot of hard plaque buildup underneath your gum or above your gum line. You don't see a lot of bleeding when you're brushing or flossing. There's no shaky teeth, no inflammation going on.
Right. And if they do have all those things that you mentioned, then they need to have a different type of cleaning, which is called a deep cleaning or periodontal therapy. Also could be called scaling and root planning. Sounds a little bit scary, but it's not. Basically, you have a lot of hardened plaque underneath the gum line where you can't see with your eyes. And that bacteria is causing an infection. And that's what's causing the gums to puff up and bleed. Some people notice bad breath odor that no matter how they brush, they floss, it won't go away.
Healthy smile. Ago.
You're welcome back to the Heritage On Air Series 2026. My name is Apioko. We're talking about soups, stews, and sauces, the Ghanaian ones, and we're celebrating them. We're delving into their histories, what they mean for us, who eats them, and even in some cases how we make them. Now, I'm not doing this alone. I'm here with Dr. Mrs. Alberta Bonzi Simpson. She's a senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, particularly, if I'm going to be precise, at the Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management. Doc, now, before we went on the break, we were talking about our soups.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many. There's some that we haven't even the soups that we've spoken about have variations, right? But I want us to go into our stews. What are some of the stews that you think that people don't know about? And then the ones that we know about, things that we don't know about them that maybe we can explore. Yeah.
So the very popular stews that we have will be the contemporary stew, garden egg stew, bean stew. Those are the very popular ones. But you see, even with the contemporary stew, we have variations based on the area.
You have some agushi there.
Yes, based on the area that is being cooked. When you go to the middle belt, their contemporary is abum. Their contemporary stew is abum with the dried fish, smoked fish, and then just done in the earthenware pot and then the oil poured on it. When you come down south, towards the west and the central, you find the stews where it is stewed. I don't know whether it's because of the influence of the Europeans. So you will prepare the stew. When you come towards the eastern part, that's where you have the palava sauce, the agushi, and other ingredients added to the contemporary. But again, you would also find meat in it, you would also find fish in it, but most of the time in our stews we don't use fresh fish, we use smoked fish, because fresh fish has very little connective tissue. So when you put it in stews, as you keep stirring, it will just disintegrate into the sauce. So basically, and when you come to the garden egg stew, there are also variations. You can have the abum version, which is also done by the people in the middle belts. As you come down south, you have other variations. The Fantis will boil the garden eggs, peel it and then dissect it, take the seeds out, blend it and then put it all back.
Process.
Then other tribes will also cut it into dices and then make the stew out of it.
The
And
guys
then-
also have the kamifo. So the kamifo is also like that boom, the garden egg boom. But typically they would add some to the beef. There's always that in there. Some may do the fresh fish, but they would have pre-cooked the fresh fish because of what we've described, the disintegration, because it's very soft, and then maybe add it if they don't want to do smoked.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And then others would also add cut okra, mix it in the garden eggs and prepare the stew with it. It reduces the mucilaginous consistency of the stew and makes it easy for you to eat it with rice and yam and other carbohydrates aside the swallows.
It's okay. That's very interesting. So we have certain tomato-based stews as well.
Yes.
I don't know if we would consider them to be indigenous, but for example, now egg stew is a very big thing. Obviously, corned beef stew. Obviously, that's
not
Master
indigenous.
Latter-day Saint, but it's become something that we really like. And then the nane flour, the pig trotter stew. You have those as well.
Yes. If you are talking culinary jargon, then we'll say that the tomato, the tripartite, onion, and tomato, onion, and chili sauce is our mother sauce. That sauce prepares every stew that you have in Ghana. Every stew. So you can be as creative with it as you are in your sense of taste. So whatever you want to put in it, you can prepare a stew. So far as you have a sauce made from tomato, onion, pureed tomato, onion, and peppers, anything goes. You can just do agushi stew, you can just do egg stew, you can do corned beef stew. And when I want to do my corned beef stew, I have variations. You can do just the corned beef, you can do corned beef and eggs, and then you can also use the egg as a binding agent for the corned beef and get the corned beef into balls, fry them, and then prepare the stew and drop the
put it back in.
balls into it.
Hey, this sounds like a very fancy-ish.
Exactly. And then you would have some green pepper and carrots in there. And it is perfect because, Ghanaians, we like to see our meat. So when you pick 2 balls for one person, they know that this is my meat. And it tastes really good.
So, Doc, what about etil? Fancy.
Fancy.
Yes, fancy, which typically would go with etil.
Exactly.
Let's talk about fancy.
So, fancy is a purely central region dish. Other regions may have their variations, but in fancy land, it is the tomato sauce with fresh fish. And api tomato is not even native to Ghana. It's the Portuguese who brought it. So light soup originally was made with ripe garden eggs, and garden eggs is native to Ghana.
Interesting.
So in Fancy land, a lot of Fancies prepare light soup still with
the garden
eggs.
eggs. That explains it, and it's still called light soup.
It's still called light soup.
That explains a lot.
It's still called light
because
soup.
I've tasted that, but I just thought maybe light soup was a misnomer. But now understanding this history makes sense.
Yes.
So light soup originally, garden eggs.
Garden eggs.
And then tomatoes came.
And then they realized that it also thickens the soup and it gives it a good color, and they started using it. And I know that some Gen Zs also cook light soup with carrots.
Yes.
And carrots is also not native to Ghana.
Especially a couple of years ago, we had a bit of a shortage of tomatoes. So carrots, even watermelon, people are experimenting to make them with jollof and all that.
And as they brought in, interestingly, when they brought in the vegetables, it didn't add as ingredients to our already existing dishes, but we created a new dish out of the vegetables and we called it Ghanaian salad.
That's who we are.
We called it Ghanaian salad.
Creative.
So you put the lettuce, the cucumbers, we just put everything in it and then add baked beans, add whatever the white brought, we just add in
dumped it in there.
the sardines and then eggs, and then we called it Ghanaian salad. So
I love it. Okay, now let's just go to sauces. In a true sense, do we have Ghanaian sauces? And I'm saying true, using the word true very loosely. because globally there would be culinary standards. If you say you're going to culinary school, you're going to study to be a chef, you would learn mother sauces, the bechamel and
Hollandaise, velouté,
all of those.
yes,
And
even the tomato sauce.
But we don't have sauces per se indigenous to Ghana,
You
do
can
we?
have a tomato sauce. You can have pepper sauce, just that it has to be light in consistency. It has to be smooth in texture,
Yes,
and it has to be glossy in appearance.
That's what makes it a sauce.
So if it is chunky, then it's a stew. If it is smooth, then it's a sauce.
So, I mean, but then again, somebody may ask, these definitions, they came from people who use their own indigenous cooking techniques to name these things. Can we say that we have our own versions? So, for example, we were talking about this off camera. After palm nut soup or groundnut soup has stayed in your fridge or sat for a couple of days, sometimes you warm it, it becomes a little thicker. To become a sauce, you eat with rice.
Why not?
Or even some people eat their palm nut soup with yam.
Yeah.
Can we say that maybe we just haven't explored naming our own sauces or determining what our sauces are?
We have named them because when we talk about flo or froe, it means stewed.
Yeah.
So we don't have any name for sauces in our local parlance, but we have froe, or how will the Gans say
Flo.
Flo. So you have flo, you have froe, just meaning stewing. So our culinary art is not too advanced. It's very simple, it's very basic. We don't worry about things like garnishing. We don't worry about things like even portions. And as I have said here so many times, we conceptualize our food in the carbohydrate.
Oh, yeah.
If I ask you what will you eat, you will say fufu or banku or rice.
True.
You won't
You're not going to say okra
a
stew.
garden egg stew or okra soup. Whereas the foreigners have conceptualized their food in
their stews
the
and
proteins
yeah.
that they eat.
Oh, it's true. So even when you take a flight, what do you want?
Fish.
Chicken or fish?
Exactly.
Beef or fish?
Exactly.
It's never, but then it's coming with rice or pasta.
Yes, but
that's not what they ask
the
you.
portion of the rice to the protein. The protein is always supposed to be half of the plate, the carbohydrate a quarter, the vegetable the other quarter. But we do 3/4 carbohydrates and then 1/4 stew. And if you are lucky, you get some 2 by 4 centimeter meat or fish. Yes. So that is us. That is how we conceptualize food. So we are not too fancy in conceptualizing our food or even cooking or eating it. Even the presentation of our food, it is recently that we are getting a little creative with it. Basically, to the African, food was just putting body and soul together.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't a fancy activity.
And you eat on the farm. You cook and eat on the farm. You cook and eat by the seaside.
Leaves, whatever.
That's it.
Yes, it wasn't a fancy thing. Go and ask your mother when she serves you, Mom, can you please garnish my food?
So what is that? What is that? Doc, thank you so much. Thank you. It's been very insightful. This is the Heritage Honor Series 2026. We've been talking about Ghanaian soups, stews, and sauces. And we've identified that even though your sauce may not be smooth, shiny, or glossy. Some way, somehow, we have our own, and that's the point of these conversations. We're celebrating, exploring, and learning about what is ours as far as our food culture is concerned. My name is Apioko. My guest today has been Dr. Mrs. Alberta Bonzi Simpson. She's a senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, precisely at the Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management. And she's a friend of this station. Please go and look for her cookbook, Serving Ghana. All the things we've spoken about and more are in there. If you need a crash course on how to cook some of these things, you're hearing them for the first time. And don't forget, please, that we are proudly sponsored on the Heritage On Air Series 2026 by GTP. Keep watching Channel 1 TV and keep listening to 97.3 City FM.
Ago. Well, hello and welcome to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly powered by GhanaWeekend.com to bring you the freshest entertainment stories today. I am Ni Komete Kome. To our first highlight, Ghanaian artist Ibrahim Mahama has threatened legal action against members of the Black Maria, the Inspector General of Police's Special Operations Team, following his alleged assault. Now speaking at a press conference in Tamale on Monday, March 23, Mr. Mahama said the decision to pursue legal action goes beyond his personal experience. Certainly, we are considering legal action. It's very important. It's a no-brainer. We have to do it, he said. It's not for me, but it's for everyone else, because if this could happen to me, as well known as I am, then what about the people on the street? Who's going to speak for that person? So we have to do it for the benefit of the collective society that we are in. He said the encounter left him seriously injured and forced him to cancel several international engagements, stressing that the matter will not be overlooked. Detailing the impact, Mr. Mahama said the injuries had disrupted both his health and professional commitments. That evening, I was meant to travel to the UK because I had to go and give some lectures in some schools from Cambridge to Oxford to the Royal College of London, and also continue to Helsinki for work, and then to Amsterdam, and then to South Africa before coming home, he said. But all those trips have been cancelled, and I don't think I can even travel for the next month because the last few days I have not eaten solid food because my lips are all bruised and 3 of my teeth are broken. I have sores in my mouth. He warned that such incidents could discourage young people from contributing to national development.
All about justice, because even in the work that I do, the reason why I brought red clay to Tamale was because I wanted to see some kind of cultural justice. Yeah, why can't we redistribute culture to people ordinarily and all that? Of course, we've heard many stories about this same unit and the brutalities. Even I heard this morning, I didn't even know about the Fancy Gadam case and all the other cases and all that. And they've done so many things. That's why they could say that we could kill you and nothing will happen. So certainly there has to be some kind of justice.
Second highlight. Musician Episode marked his birthday in a uniquely heartfelt way by visiting 5 widows and sharing his time and resources with them. This is my birthday present from myself to myself, Episode said. It was a great moment for me to share my day and a little I have with the widows. Thanks to all those who made my day special. Now, instead of the usual birthday celebrations, the artist turned the day into an opportunity to give back, demonstrating compassion and community spirit. His gesture brought joy to the widows and highlighted the importance of using personal milestones to uplift others. By choosing to celebrate with purpose, Episode has set an inspiring example for fans and the wider community, showing that meaningful actions can leave a lasting impact beyond one's self. Now to our third highlight. After a hiatus from the spotlight, Ghanaian artist It's Tiffany is making a triumphant return to the music scene with the release of her highly anticipated new single, Wura, released on her birthday. Known for delivering some of Ghana's most memorable hits such as Fake London Boy, Spanner, Ajekum, Neke Neke, and Last One, as well as the iconic Azonto with Fuse ODG. It's Tiffany has long been recognized as one of the most dynamic female voices in Ghanaian music. Now, with a career spanning over a decade and a catalogue of fan favorite records, she has consistently proven her ability to dominate the airwaves while pushing the boundaries for women in the industry. The release of Wura marks the beginning of an exciting new phase for the artist, who has also been expanding her influence beyond music. In addition to her businesses, Tiffany recently announced an upcoming podcast with Chichi DJ, dubbed It's Tiff and Chi Podcast. The show is set to premiere on the first week of April, which promises engaging conversations around music, culture, lifestyle, and entrepreneurship.
Before a queen takes her seat, the table must be purified. The unworthy are cast into the fire. Royalty does not rise from chaos. And when silence is ready, the queen enters.
Now to our fourth highlight. Yvette Insia has spent 2 decades teaching in schools, yet her creative journey extends far beyond the classroom. In 2008, she won Miss Universe Ghana, a title she pursued partly to overcome her stage fright. Looking back, Insia says none of it was planned, a fitting reflection for an artist whose practice is built on the principle that what you see and what is true are rarely the same thing. Insia's signature technique is painting on glass from the back, which means every decision is made in reverse, creating a final image whose process remains hidden. Highlights go down first, followed by midtones, then shadows. By the time the work is viewed from the front, the entire process is concealed behind the finished piece, giving the viewer a sense of both depth and mystery. Her most recent exhibition, Bevy of Beauty, We Don't Break, We Translate Light, showcased 12 of these striking portraits at the Micklin Hotel in Accra. Each piece was displayed on an easel, arranged in a circle, a formation Insia describes as the shield of women, a symbolic and visual statement of strength, resilience, and unity. Through her glass work, Yvette Insia invites audiences to engage with layers of perception and truth, stating that beauty and meaning often emerge from the unseen and the unexpected. And that's a wrap on today's entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly powered by GhanaWeekend.com. Now you know we've got you covered, from the hottest music releases to exclusive celebrity updates. Stay tuned, stay connected, and keep your finger on the pulse of the world's entertainment. For more stories, behind the scenes content, and the latest updates, visit GhanaWeekend.com. Until next time, keep enjoying the vibes. I am Ni Komite Kome.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
We are smiling too much.
I know, right? Because we've seen food. That's what food does.
Uncle Semped. My girls are hips, you. I love my soccer. All my ladies taste like sugar. I'm made in Ghana. I'm made in Ghana. I'm made in Ghana. I'm made in Ghana. You can take me.
Or we can export it to London.
We are made in Ghana. Made in Ghana.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you. And this is what we are bringing you. It's about the Back to Village Food Festival, and everything we are bringing you that day is actually made in Ghana. And the cameras actually picked shots of what we have here today. Just this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. In studio, Chris, who do we have here?
We have Ernestina Mamatu Dunya, who is the CEO of Tea's Kitchen, and she brought down another village into the studio. And of course, because we're going to be going back to our villages, we are just bringing you bits by bits what you are going to be experiencing in all these different villages that we are going to be setting up at the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park, which you definitely do not want to miss on Saturday and on Sunday. Hi, Ernestina.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Ah, it's good to see you here.
Nice seeing you too.
Are you excited about the Back to Your Village Food
Very
Festival?
excited. I wish it's tomorrow.
Ooh.
Really? Tell me about your excitement. What makes you excited about this whole festival that we'll be having this Saturday, Sunday?
Honestly, first and foremost is the money. Yes. But then the experience.
Ernestina has she's been cashing out.
I want to be honest, it's the money.
Oh wow, interesting.
But then the experience, you get to meet people, you get to see people enjoying your food. You know, it gives you joy when you cook and you see people eating what you have cooked and enjoying it. So I actually always look forward to the Back to Your Village Food Festival.
And you've been on for how many years?
4 years. This is my 4th.
This is your 4th?
Yeah.
How was it for you, like on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd?
The first, I came home crying.
Why?
Actually, because, you know, I have engaged myself in other food festivals, and I was looking at that trend. And so I came there with that trend, but then I realized Back to Your Village has a very different, you know, experience, different setup, different ball game altogether. So I actually didn't make much on my first year. I nearly didn't.
You underestimated it?
Yes,
you
kind of.
So you didn't bring much,
okay.
so you sold out quick.
I sold out quick, and I realized that there were a lot of food people get during the house on a normal basis. So when you prepare something like, I wouldn't want to mention it, there are certain particular food, normally we eat it every day in our house when we have visitors or when we go out. So that was what I did. But then the second year...
Nobody prepared.
Yeah, you didn't take us to the village, you left us in the city.
So the second year, I actually did my research and I realized
and you took us to the village.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. So I realized there are certain dishes that a lot of people don't know how to do it or cook, excuse me to say, but then they really would want to enjoy it.
Beautiful.
So I did my research and then I came out with one or two.
You came back strong.
Yes, and I actually smiled. Since then, I'm just counting my days. Counting when much, but I'm the first to call. Please,
oh, really?
Should I really ask Miss Magdalene or Nima too? First March, please. Is vendor slot open? Let me just pay because and start preparation.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
And then we'll still come on air and then we'll be begging you. Oh, call the number 02. See people who are ready.
Well, it's testimony though.
You know, that's
so,
a good one.
Yeah. So T's Kitchen. For how long have you been running?
Officially, I would say 6 years. When I came to social media, registered and other things, I would say 6 years. But then I've been cooking for quite some time now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But officially it's 6 years.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So what delicacies do you have here today?
Okay, today I'm so happy because I brought something so wonderful. And this plantain leaf, we have a wadami.
A what?
Yes, a wadami. It's more or less like akple, but then it's mixed with cassava dough to make it a little bit softer. Yes. And then beside this is the oilless okra soup. You can see everything inside.
Like a zoo.
It's a zoo soup. Thank you. Everything inside to make it enjoyable, and then you can
enough protein.
Enough
different proteins.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then beside it is acheke. Yes. And
it looks like your acheke looks different.
Really?
From what I've been seeing.
Yeah, because it's oiled.
Oh, okay. Because I think I see the white.
She fried it a bit with oil. So it's a different procedure.
T's Kitchen for a reason.
T's Kitchen, baby.
Thank you. You will live long. So the acheke, beside it is the things, or I would say the proteins that accompanies the acheke.
Yeah.
You know, acheke has a lot of fiber, so you need to balance
some
it
condiments
with
and
some
fruits and veggies
so
and
veggies, fried ripe plantain, avocado, or what we call it pear in Ghana. Then I have charcoal grilled tilapia and spicy chicken wings.
Whoa.
And with some sausages on the side.
And some sausages, thank you.
Okay.
And some garnishing.
But why do people take acheke? Well, I've not tasted acheke before.
Why haven't you tasted acheke? That's my problem. It's
you're missing. You're missing out.
In 2026, there's some people out there that still haven't tasted acheke. In Ghana.
The more reason why you need to come back to your village, and come and eat everything some before you leave. Why do people take acheke with kelewele?
With kelewele. Okay, so you know, acheke goes through a fermentation process. You know, when you soak the cassava, you let it ferment for a while before you drain, before you grind, before you fry. So this actually gives it a little sweetness.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
because
wow.
there's a little tangy taste. A little.
Like a small slap.
Like a slap, thank you. So when you add the
then
fried...
we've been doing it.
But you know me, food, I like food. So I eat everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the person, like, I used to be very choosy, but at some point in my life, I just, like, I don't know what happened.
Everything goes.
It just goes.
Anyway.
And it's good to experience other people's.
Yeah.
If you're going to experience other people's culture, food is part of the culture.
Yeah.
So you have
to
to
experience that one too. Interesting. So I want to also ask, because I haven't tasted it before, does it take long to prepare it? Acheke. Today my focus is on acheke, because this one there, I know it's your that one there. So the acheke, does it take long? Because looking at the fact that you have to do a little veggies, the keliwele, the grilling and all that, and the sausage is also for acheke.
Yeah.
Okay, so take us through the process. This one is assorted.
Assorted. This is a bullshit.
This one is Harvard. It's
going
to
Harvard. Thank you. All right. So with the acheke itself, it doesn't, because most of the time it has already been done. When you come, you just fry it to your taste. But then the rest of the condiments, as our lady rightly said, depends on what you want. And so that is what will take a little time. Probably if you want a fried tilapia, then that one, you just season and fry. But with charcoal grill, you need to take your time, season well for everything. Yeah, because with tilapia, it has some unique taste. If you are not able to season well, you wouldn't have that tilapia taste.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Then with the pear, vegetables, and then the sauces. So, it really comes as a whole package. We have the red sauce, the green chili, and then the black. So all this goes into the preparation of acheke. That makes it a very unique meal.
Okay.
It takes quite some time.
So what we are seeing here, is that all we are going to see at Back to Your Village from you?
No.
Let's have
the iceberg. Thank you.
A hint of what you are bringing there.
I actually got this interview on a short notice, so I couldn't bring
a lot.
Whatever.
That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you.
That's enough.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's enough. And,
It's
and
alright.
trust me, you did the right choice on what you actually bringing. But what more are you bringing on the day? The Back to Your Village Food Festival?
I'll be doing yakayake with Bobby Taddy. I don't know whether you know yakayake. Pass through my tent, I'll show you yakayake with Bobby Taddy. I'll be doing that acheke with dokungbi. I couldn't get. I don't know.
Oh, the tofi.
Yes.
Yeah, dokungbi.
Yes, because it's not everyone who
I've
will say I like
dokungbi.
it's dokungbi. Thank you.
Dokungbi.
So I told you literal translation, turkey's butt.
Thank you.
Dokungbi. Nice one.
Doku is the turkey.
And the bi
is the butt.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, and then I'll be doing akple and fetui toto and fetui dechi. Please, pardon. We have fetui toto.
Is the one day
the toe is like pounding. Kind of.
I think I didn't use my time in Ho very well.
Oh, you went to Ho?
I stayed in Ho for 5 years.
And you never enjoyed fetui toto?
Well, it was going about.
He didn't enjoy so many things.
So many things.
He was just too focused in school.
You need to go back.
Fetui toto and
Bobby Taddy and yake. Yes, so we have a lot on the menus.
Okay, I think while you're talking, I think you should start serving us. But
yes.
I want to actually feed him first and see.
Yeah, let me have a taste.
Has it slapped yet?
It will, a little, unless you...
Don't worry. When we mix this with the things, it will slap. Right now, it is ironing my chicks. It hasn't slapped yet. When we mix this with the things,
all right, so let me start serving now.
Let's wait for... But it's interesting how you have a lot of, food from the Volta region.
Yes. Voltarians surprisingly have lots of delicacies.
It's not slapping.
They surprisingly have lots of delicacies people don't know about. And one thing about them is their foods are very simple but nutritious.
Yeah.
Their foods are very, very... Fetui toto will take you some few minutes to prepare.
Wow.
Yes, but very, very nutritious. The ademe, that chi like this. You get your ademe, small oko, you are gone.
Wow.
But they are very nutritious.
I think we now know the village you will be stationed at.
I know you'll be coming to the
I know.
Oh, of course, I'll come to the Volta.
We know the village you'll be stationed.
I'll come to the Volta and try and pass through other villages. But the fact that I'm seeing this, it's really amazing. And so the fetui toto and the fetui dechi, that one, the fetui dechi, you are going to prepare it, cook it, right?
Yes, cook it. But the toto, you have to pound it basically on the earthenware, and then you now fry the onions and everything, and then pour it in.
It's like a boom, right?
Kind of.
Yes.
Kind of a boom.
A boom for okra.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting. So if you don't miss out, because there's an opportunity for you to have a lot of fun. And now that we've taken it from Accra Metropolitan Assembly to Ifwa Sunderland Children's Park, it tells you that we have a bigger space. And an interview that the MD for Channel 1 TV City FM, Samuel Asamansa, had yesterday on radio, mentioned that there will be a space created for eating. So you'd have a very big space as well that when you buy your food, you can take it to, sit down, relax, eat, have that experience at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. So it's just free for you as a patron. Make sure that you are coming there with your children. Come there with your children. Don't keep them at home. They've eaten fried rice, chicken, and all that for a very long time. Yeah, and coleslaw and all that. We've eaten it for a very long time. So what you would want to do for yourself right now is book it, put it on your calendar, and maybe any other events that you have that day. You can just rush to the event and come for the Back to Your Village Food Festival, because we are starting from 10 a.m. through to 6 p.m. So it's almost a whole day thing. So even if you come around 12, you definitely come and meet what we are doing there. You sit down, you enjoy yourself, and you leave.
My hand is getting heavier.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey. You're enjoying yourself.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
We'd like to remind you that this is what you're going to be experiencing and more.
Yeah, and
so
more.
Definitely you don't want to miss this. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the Back to Your Village Food Festival is happening this Saturday and this Sunday at the Efwa Sutherland Children's Park. And from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. I want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, EcoBank, Didi Shito, Gino, Munchies, and Everpack. Thank you so much for holding us down.
Well, that's interesting. So, T's Kitchen, thank you so much.
Ernestina Mamatu Jr., who's the CEO of T's Kitchen.
We're actually going to meet you on that day. But for now, we need to sign out so that we can do justice to whatever. These things you don't need to see. Come there, you see more of that at the event. Anyway, I am Philip Nilatin, and that's before Boatin started the show.
And my name is Chris Carter. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you tomorrow.
Many thanks for your time. Keep watching Channel 1 TV. Ooh.